there was a group of archaeologists who knew that he was buried around there somewhere. But by somewhere, I mean like a half-mile radius. And, that's a lot of places to start digging randomly. But one of the archaeologists had this sudden intuitive, we'll say sort of psychic, air quotes, flash. And she said, over there. She pointed to this sort of, they were in the parking lot at Tesco, which is an English, this was in England, an English supermarket. And they started digging, and there he was. I guess turned out to be Richard III, famous hunchback king. We're not sure if that sounds a little politically incorrect. So, but that's what he was known as in his time. There are also a lot of examples from science history about how, for instance, various great scientists came up with huge intuitive flashes, but we'll get onto that next week. This week, I'm briefly going to tell a ghost story, do the psychic weather, and you guys are going to call in, which you're already doing, which I love you for. Thank you for doing that. Okay. So briefly, I'm just thinking about it because today is the anniversary of when this took place. It was August. I grew up in an 1830 sort of converted farmhouse in Valley Cottage, New York. It's now a shrine. No, I'm kidding. But feel free to make a pilgrimage or just send me money. So I was 13 or 14, 13, and this was back in the days when usually houses just had one or two really efficient air conditioners, not like now. And I was sleeping in the top floor in the attic room. It had the best air conditioner, not in my room. I never liked going into that room as a kid because it always had this really kind of, how can I put this? Kind of, well, creepy. It had a creepy vibe. My older brothers slept up there. They were all off at college. So I was sleeping in this room, which I didn't usually do. And I woke up at about 3 a.m, don't know why, and standing next to my bed was a woman. She was about 5'1". I knew she wasn't my mom because my mom had blonde hair and was tall, and this woman had very straight, dark black hair parted in the middle. Also, she was wearing sort of an 1845 dress, like you see in sort of old movies about pre-Civil War times. Went all the way to the ground. It was black and white. And also, my mom's not see-through, and this woman was. And she just stood there for about 3 minutes, right next to my bed. I wasn't scared at the moment. That's the thing about seeing a ghost. I don't know about you, but if you've ever seen a ghost, you'll know that you're usually not scared when it's happening. Afterwards is when you freak out a little. That's okay. So she stood next to my bed, and her energy was very kind of like, how can I put it? Her energy was kind of like, I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something really important. And I sort of went, what? She said, I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something really important. She had really sort of sad, needy, crazy energy. Kind of like party I was at about a few years ago, when very crowded party in New York City. And I stopped to ask some young lady the directions to the ladies' room. She started desperately telling me about her breakup. Kind of the same energy, except she wasn't see-through either, but this one was. So she just stood there and stared at me for 4 minutes and then disappeared from the ground up, like that. So I got up, looked around. There was nobody in the room. And I went downstairs to go get some milk and cookies because when you're 13, milk and cookies are very comforting. Actually, very comforting at any age. And my mother was up. My mother was a very serious kind of, she was an Ivy League history professor, very serious intellectual. And I said, she'd woken up because she heard me walking around. She said, why are you up? And I said, Mom, I just saw a ghost. And she said, oh, darling, which is how she talked. Oh, darling, no, you didn't. That was of hallucination created by a storm between the hemispheres of your brain. I'm like, uh-huh. I said, Mom, it was a ghost. She said, well, was she about 5'1" with very long dark hair parted in the middle and sort of a black and white 1845 long dress on? I said, why, yes, she was. Why, yes, she was. And she said, oh, darling, she doesn't exist. I've walked through her twice on the second floor. So that's one of my true ghost stories. I have a lot of them, kind of unfortunately. Um, anyway, so please call in. We've got some callers waiting, but I like reading for as many people as possible. So, oh, Catherine, there you are in Denver,
Hello.
Colorado.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm just going to quickly do the psychic weather. So, while I'm doing sort of the tarot psychic weather, I'm going to ask you to think about your question and to breathe in this way. I want you to breathe in deeply and then breathe out slowly like you're blowing out a birthday candle like this. It's not very dignified, but it activates the vagus nerve. I'll be about 2 minutes. So, Catherine, I love that name with a K. So I'm going to ask you to just do that for about 3 minutes while I do the psychic weather. And then you, my darling, are the focus of my very existence. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. Nice to hear your voice. Okay. Oh, so the psychic weather goes like this. There is a card for the first part of the week starting today. Well, that's the next 2.5 days. Then there's a card for the middle of the week. So it's kind of over the weekend. And then there's a card for the end of this week. So like Monday, Tuesday, beginning of Wednesday. Are we cool? All good? Good. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, that's interesting. The week starts out a little rocky, which I'm not surprised. There is a full moon. People get cranky. Why is this blurry? I'm just going to put it here. Ta-da! So this card is, it's funny, I don't, it's like my phone just suddenly got like myopic or something. So this card is the Five of Wands. Now the Five of Wands can often mean that you're jockeying for position in some way. It can mean that you're kind of maybe having some bumps at work, or you're getting maybe just starting a new job, or in your office or your workplace, you might be having a little bumpy time because 5 is a number of change. And when you're making sort of a good change, often things around you kind of get a little up in the air. People get a little, how can I put this? People get a little cranky. So you might be fighting for position. The good news is you're going to win. And you might be offered something, because this is another card. I'm going to put it here. It's the Four of Cups. Ta-da! And as you'll see, the Four of Cups is a guy sitting under a tree, and he is being offered a golden cup from a cloud. And he's looking at the 3 golden cups he has in front of him, and he's saying, sure, I'd like another golden cup, but I'm a little, can you come back next week? And so this is about, you might be offered an opportunity this week. I love doing that. Where it might seem like it's something that you thought you wanted. I'm getting all pixelated here, not me personally, the screen. But you might feel like, you know what, I'm going to wait for the next time this opportunity comes around. My advice is, if you get offered something good this week, just take it. Even if you're too sleepy, or if it's Tuesday, or if you don't feel like it, or you have to put the cat out, just take the opportunity. It's going to work out really well for you. And the last card towards the end of the week, it's a wonderful card. It's a Healing Triumph. Ta-da! Healing Triumph card. As you can see, the guy is riding a horse who's covered with what seems to be a green tablecloth. What this represents is healing. It represents he's riding home from a battle that has not been fought with swords. There's no bloodshed. He's riding home from a battle about honor and glory. And so it means that something, especially something healing that you might have been battling with for a long time, is really going to work out for you. And P.S., you're going to get a lot of sort of mad respect from those around you. So let's see. So the week starts out. If it seems like it's a little rocky at the beginning this week, it's going to be fine. You're just actually making a change for the better. And sometimes when we change for the better, as the writer Henry Miller said, when you exceed your known expectations, do not expect the approval of family or friends. Middle of the week is you're going to be offered something you might not feel like taking it. Take it anyway. It's going to be really good for you. And at the end of the week, you're having a healing triumph with a lot of respect and appreciation. Thank you. Yay. That's our psychic weather week. Catherine, are you still there, my angel?
Hello. I am. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to speak with you.
Oh, I was so happy to hear your voice. Such a nice voice.
Thank you.
And I like
Grateful.
it's true. I like to connect people through their birthdays. So if you could possibly tell me when your birthday is, you don't have to tell me the year.
April 11th.
Oh, we love Aries in this show. Aries women. Yes.
Oh, good. Good.
So, okay, my dear.
Yes.
No, really, I just adore Aries women. But the thing about you guys is, it can be, Mark Twain once said, if you want to be lonely, tell the truth. And if you ask an Aries, especially Aries woman, a question, just make sure that you're ready to hear the truth because you guys don't mess around. And I love that about you. So how can I help you today?
That's so true.
I know, right?
Thank you. I have a couple of concerns, if you don't mind. I am concerned about my financial world. I've been laid off. Well, I got fortunate early retirement for the job that I love. I've attempted another career and got laid off recently, and so I'm curious about my career path, my financial stability, and the love of my life. And lastly, I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks. I'm just getting really frustrated because I'm supposed to be sent to a rehab hospital the last 4 days in a row. I keep getting denied by the insurance. I'm just getting really frustrated sitting here. Like I just want to go home desperately, and I just don't know what to do. So I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. And I usually take antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicine. They haven't been giving me any since I got admitted about two and a half, almost 3 weeks ago. So mentally, I'm kind of having a little bit of a breakdown as well.
Oh, sweetheart. First of all, it's funny because it almost seems like the tarot weather for this week applies to you. You are going to be out of the, you're in the hospital, you said, right?
Currently, yes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But absolutely, I spent so much time in the hospital and it's no fun. And besides, what is with the food? Like last time I was there, dinner was like, they said it was a hamburger, but I'm like, no, this is fried gorilla heart. I'm sorry, I don't eat fried gorilla heart. The good news is that I feel, yeah, you had a string of really crappy luck, and I'm really sorry. What's interesting is neither of the layoffs had anything to do with you. They had to do with the kind of the company wasn't doing well. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. You do have. Are you? Do you do something related to design, graphic arts, or something like that? I mean, problem is I'm seeing you working on a computer, but that's
22 years in aviation. No, I spent
okay.
22 years in aviation, got forced to early retirement after I had a stroke, and then I started working in the financial industry. After 9 months, I was laid off again. Because I'm trying to rebuild myself in so many ways. It's just been kind of flailing.
But one of my close friends here works in aviation. I understand why I got graphic because I was seeing a blueprint of a plane, but I thought it was like you were designing that. So, first of all, I'm really sorry. Second, let me pick a couple cards for you here. And I really mean that. Okay. It feels too like there's going to be, I think you might have experienced, you said you had a stroke, which really is just, that's such a terrible thing to go through. And I love how totally non-self-pitying you are. You have such a wonderful way of just kind of being in this situation and you're not complaining, you're just stating the facts. And that's such an unusual and beautiful
Exactly.
quality.
And to
So
be honest with you, in
really good for you.
2017, I was brought back from a flatline twice. I was pronounced dead twice in 2017. And I was told I had 1% chance of living. If I lived, I would never walk, talk, or feed myself again. So I'm blessed to be alive as it
And
is.
oh my God, you're a living miracle. I've had a near-death experience
Truly.
too. Well, we have a lot in common, and I really feel for you. What I really feel, and I'm not just saying this to make you feel better, because if you watch the show, I don't really do that. Um, First card I'm getting is the Hierophant card, and it's a weird word. What it actually means, I'm putting it there so you can see it. Um, what the Hierophant card means is that there's some sort of government or institutional or some sort of financial protection coming in for you. You might not be aware of it, but there's something.
I've applied for disability and been denied.
Oh, what? I'm going to go get them.
Yeah,
You
denied
stay
twice,
here.
even though I have a letter from my primary care physician saying I have permanent disability.
Oh, darling. This is a lot.
Yeah, it's been a lot lately.
One thing, yeah, no, that's. I mean, you make Job look like an amateur, and I'm sorry because you're a lovely person. I'm very sorry you have to go through this. This is something I've said before, and people have called me and said, "Thank you, I got a lot of money out of this." If you go to your state's website, like I'm in New York, I go to newyork.gov and go to the comptroller's office and look for unclaimed funds, unclaimed property. It's amazing what you can get. I got 10 years ago, I got $16,000 out of that, but I had no idea. No idea.
Wow, that would change my world right now. Like I'm in an overdraft situation in my bank account. Anything would change my life right now.
So I would try that. Go to I forget what state you're calling from because I have the attention span of a
I'm in Colorado.
duckling.
So go to Colorado and for unclaimed assets.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, go to Colorado .gov. Go to the comptroller. Okay. It just unclaimed funds. It's free. All you have to do is submit, some papers essentially proving you're you, which you are. I can tell. So that's because I'm getting the Hierophant card. I'm also thinking that there are pension funds that you don't know you have.
Oh God.
The last.
That'd be amazing.
Because the heart. Yeah, I would do some research, and if you're not up to it, go on something like Fiverr and hire a kid to work for you for $10 an hour. Okay, 20. And to do some of the stuff for you because you need all your energy for healing. But the unclaimed funds thing is really easy. That takes 5 minutes. I just get the feeling that there is money you don't know about. The other thing is you are an extremely proud person and you never ask for help. You don't. I know this about you. And I'm right.
Kind of areas like I'm like true I am. Like I'm gonna do myself no matter what you tell me. Like and it made me. I'm a recovered drug addict, and it made me really great. Drug addicts like tell me no, I'm gonna do it twice anyway.
Yeah, friend of Bill's. I hear you. Oh, I love that. God, you are so strong. The second card I got for you is it's the World card. This is an unusual deck, but what it says is, "Good morning, the world awaits you." So, I take it from somebody who have been in I had traumatic brain injury. I couldn't speak for a year.
We have a lot in common. I have a traumatic brain injury as well. I was brain dead for a couple hours. I have a lot of residual brain death. So.
Well, what I'm getting is that the year 2024 is your year. And you are just get through the next 2 weeks because there is money coming in. There are also the reason I said that thing about you not asking for help is there are a lot of people who want to help you. A lot of people who really care about you. You're really, really giving, and you never ask for anything in return. It doesn't even occur to you, and don't even try denying that because I know that's true. So
yeah, without a doubt.
If worse comes to worse, you have an ex-husband out there somewhere?
No, I've never been married. I'm 44 years old. Been single my entire life, and I've always wanted to be, in a
you
sort of typical way, so be a wife. Oh, God bless you.
Oh, you've got a long life ahead of you too.
I have a partner that I'm with now.
Wow,
We've
you've
been
got
here about 5 years.
at least 25 years. The reason I said there's somebody who you were involved with for a while. It's got kind of a this relationship has kind of a marriage energy to it, so it might be kind of a soulmate energy to it. This is somebody who really wants to. There's somebody from your past. Yeah, does that work? Yeah.
There's somebody I've been with about almost 5 years now, and he's in the middle of getting out of a very abusive relationship. But he is, without a doubt, the love of my life. We always joke around that our love is written in the stars.
Oh, I think, no, he is the love of your life. And luckily, because this doesn't always happen this way, you're the love of his. So, boys like to be asked for help. Well, people who love you like to be asked for help. So we've got 2 minutes. So I'm going to say,
He's literally saved my life. Like a couple of times, literally. I had a stroke on the airplane. He was with me on the airplane. He saved my life. So.
He's always going to be the person. Yeah. I love that he did that. And I love that you something I've never said to somebody on the show before, and I've been doing this for 5 years. Girl, you're here for a reason. If only to inspire other people. You've gone through so much. Believe me, as somebody who, you and I have a lot more in common than I'm going to go into in public, but
that's like we should be sitting down to have a glass of wine together.
Well, in my case, maybe a glass of milk.
That'd be fine too.
I would love that.
Oh.
But I'm on Facebook. I'm Perry Lyons, PeriLyons, because we've only got 60 seconds. What I'd like you to do is reach out to me, and I'm going to give you a little free time on me. So reach out to me. I'm going to give you a bit of a free reading because you deserve it. And also, there's something I'm getting for you that I don't have time to tell you, but it's really encouraging. So basically what I'm going to say here is you're going to be with that guy. You're supposed to be, and you are going to be okay. There's going to be money coming in within 2 weeks, but get in touch with me on Facebook, okay? And
will you spell your last name one more time, please?
Oh, sure. My first name is Perry, P is pneumonia, E-R-I, like Periwinkle. My last name is Lyons, Lyons. If you go to my website, PerryLyons.com, please do. And
I will for sure.
I've got 10 seconds, so I'm going to send you my love. And I just want to let you know it's going to be okay. It really is. I don't say that if I don't mean it. And I have a really high accuracy rate. Love you.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Wendy McCallum Show with Wendy McCallum. Wendy McCallum. Live from divineintuition.co.uk.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Wendy McCallum Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, Good evening and welcome. My name is Wendy McCallum. I'm a psychic medium from the UK. I'm Surrey in the UK and originally from Scotland. So thank you for taking the time to join me this evening. So obviously I work as a professional medium. I've done quite a few readings this week and I've been noticing that people are struggling a little bit. We've had a full moon and what Spirit have been making me aware of is that within a new moon or with the full moon comes a vibrational shift or an energy increase, and it makes people feel just a little bit unsettled. And I've been thinking about it and thought to myself, you know what? We forget to ask our angels for help, you see. So I thought I would talk a little bit this week about angels, because angels cannot come in and do anything with our asking is. You've got to invite them, you've got to ask them, and they will do anything they can to help you and assist you. And I've got a list of 15 angels here, you know, and each angel does specific things. We've probably all heard of Archangel Michael because he's the most prominent angel or prominent archangel, and Archangel Michael helps those that are struggling a little bit, you know, that need a little bit of courage, that need a little bit of confidence, that maybe you're feeling a bit scared about things, you know, just like me when I'm doing this radio show, because I'm really quite scared, yeah, and I always ask the angels to come in and help me and assist me in whatever way they can so that I will lift my energy or they will help me to feel confident. So Archangel Michael is the protector. He's the one that comes and protects us. And you've probably seen him with these lovely swords, you see. And he helps us that maybe if we've absorbed energy or we've got some negative energy, and people talk about energy vampires. I don't really like that word, to be fair. But it just basically means that somebody is a little bit needy and they're kind of, when you've spoke to them or whatever, then they've connected with you energetically and they're just taking they just need a little bit, they need you, they're a little bit needy, you see, and they just kind of absorb your energy a little bit because they might need a little bit of help, they might be a bit sad or whatever. And that's basically what an energy vampire is, but I think that word conjures up all sorts of scary thoughts in the mind, and there's nothing scary about it whatsoever. So we always invite Archangel Michael to come in and remove things. So what I'm going to do at the end today is maybe do just a very quick meditation, a very quick invocation to ask Archangel Michael to come in and help us. But we've got lots and lots of lovely angels, 15 of them in fact. So we've got Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel helps us with nature. Archangel, so if you're going camping or hiking or something like that, that would be the perfect angel for you to ask for help there, or to Archangel Ariel also helps us to connect with the elementals, so like the fairies, things like that as well, if that is what you're interested in. And then we've got Archangel, I'm going to start with the A's and then what done. Okay, so we've got Archangel Azrael. Now, Archangel Azrael is the angel of death, but it's not what you think. This lovely archangel helps us when people are passing over, and it helps with their transition, and it also helps us when we're needing that support when we've lost a loved one, because it's a pretty tough time, you know, and that's what Archangel Azrael is. So invite I'm going to get tongue-tied when I try and say this. Azrael in, if you're struggling with things like that. And then we've got the lovely Archangel Chamuel. Chamuel is the Archangel of lost items, as well as if you're looking for something. So if you're looking for a job or you've lost your keys, or his name's actually the Eyes of God. So if you're looking for something, then Archangel Chamuel will come in. Now, also we have, oh my goodness, my brain, patron saint of lost items, St. Anthony in Catholicism is the patron saint of lost items. And if you've lost something like it could be, you know, a wedding ring or something really sentimental and important. Do you know what? I lost my grandmother's wedding ring many years ago. and she gave it to me. Well, it was given to me after she passed away, and I was heartbroken that I had lost that ring, and I looked for it everywhere, and I asked Archangel Chamuel and St. Anthony to bring it back to me. Do you know what? It must have been over 10 years later. It was directly above where I was sleeping on in my bed. I had some units built and it was there. But the amazing thing was, when I lost that ring, those units weren't built because my house was flooded. We lost everything. And during that period, I had my bedroom completely refurbished. So everything had been taken out the room. And there was no other explanation as to why my grandmother's ring was looking down on me. That's a lovely story. So we've got Archangel Chamuel. We've got Archangel Gabriel, which is the creative angel who helps actors and writers, singers, dancers, anything creative. Or if you're struggling for looking for words for a conversation, or you have to do a public speech or something, perfect. We've got Archangel Haniel, which is about your spiritual gifts and spiritual growth. And then you've got Archangel Jeremiah. Again, he helps with your spiritual gifts. And he's does life review. His name's the Mercy of God. And they help with spiritual gifts. I am stuttering well tonight. Need to get my teeth back in. Archangel Jophiel as an angel of positivity. So an angel of cleansing your space, cleansing. It's also known as a Feng Shui angel, and just things that need cleaning up. So if your mind's needing cleaning up or whatever, your mind's too cluttered, invite that Archangel Jophiel forward. You've got Archangel Metatron, which this archangel gives you additional time if you need it. He helps with study or to arrive somewhere on time. Archangel Raguel is an angel to help resolve problems and issues and conflict. And then we've got Archangel Raphael, which is the healing angel, which you've probably all heard of. So Archangel Raphael's name means God heals. And then, my lovely friends, we have Archangel Raziel. It's kind of like a wizard of the archangel realm. Very magical and help you understand your historic information, your gifts, and help you heal from past life issues or interpret your dreams or things like that. And his name means the secrets of God. Please excuse me because my throat's drying up. Okay. So, and then we've got Archangel Salf and Sandalf. I can never say these things. Sandalphon, and they help with music. And this is a little bit answering your prayers. So when you feel as if your prayers are not being answered, you can call upon Sandalphon. Archangel he's known to personally carry the prayers to God, and he makes sense of the prayers. So I hope that helps you there. And then we've got Archangel Uriel. And if you need a brilliant idea, or if you're looking for ideas or what to do about the next phase of your life, then call upon Archangel Uriel along with Archangel Gabriel, because they can help as well together. And Archangel Uriel's name means the light of God. And then the last angel I've got on my list today is Archangel Zadkiel, and it means the righteousness of God. And he's the tutor of the angelic realm. So he's the one that helps with you taking your exams, passing tests, things like that. So if you get a bit nervous, then call upon that angel. He also helps you with forgiveness, and it's about forgiveness from yourself and others. So as we mentioned earlier, Archangel Michael is one of the most powerful archangels in the realm. He's the protector of the realm. He's the protector of us. And if you're scared, just take a few minutes to connect with Archangel Michael. Now, let me show you. This is one of my pieces of art. This is my interpretation of Archangel Raphael. So I'm just going to set that here just for a minute so that you can connect in with the energy. And in your mind, just invite Archangel Michael to step forward and visualize him coming in. And with him, he brings a massive big purple vacuum funnel of energy. And that helps to remove all the negative or stagnant or the lower vibrations that are stuck in your aura that need cleaning away. So just in your mind, imagining like a tornado coming up from your crown, yeah, as he uses this vacuum to remove all this stubbornness. And that would help you to cut any attachments that do not serve for your highest good. And Archangel Michael will cut these attachments only from your side, not from anybody else's side. You're only in control of you. So ask him to cut away those attachments. And as he cuts those lovely silvery cords away, ask Archangel Raphael to come in and place any healing that needs to be done from those cords that have been cut away. And see that beautiful emerald green energy come in and heal any of those wounds. And once those wounds have healed, then ask Angel Raphael to send out this lovely healing to your friends, to your family, and extend it out to all the lovely people in the world and the universe. And then throwing roots down from the soles of your feet deep into the ground to earth you. And visualising a beautiful bubble of healing light. Step into that healing light and know that you're basking in this wonderful energy. And you can invoke Archangel Michael or any of the angels at any point. And you can tailor these visualizations to suit your needs. So thank you for listening to me today. I hope that this has given you a little bit, because the thing is we forget to invite these angels in. And I know that, as I say, everybody's been struggling a little bit recently. So I feel that the angels are just saying, Wendy, remind everybody out here, we're here to help. And we'll help in any way we can, but we need to be invited. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. And thank you so much for joining me this evening. You can find me at divineintuition.co.uk, and my lovely angel artwork you can find at wendymccallumart.co.uk, and my angel paintings or prints start from 1999. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. God bless.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Susanna Medium with Susanna Hershaw. Live from SusannaMedium.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Susanna Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
So my lovely, lovely friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in, watching and listening to this one show here, one segment of shows here. I'm your show host, Susanna Hershaw, Susanna Medium, and this is our show, Susanna Medium. So it's good to be back. I had to count how many weeks I was not here, so I do apologize for that. So many things have been happening. And I tell you what, while I was waiting here, on the sideline, on behind the curtain, behind the curtain, waiting for my call here. Uh, uh, there was a song coming to me now. Just suddenly, I'm just reorganizing my thoughts here. One of the shows, you know, when we are inspired by music, and how interesting. I also have this little cozy, little not very clear voice here tonight. But then here we go. I was waiting, and our producer, Mr. Dave, was asking, what can you see? So I was describing what I was seeing. I said, I see the tree, I see the fountain, I see the water feature, I see the path, I see the bubbles, I see the light. And suddenly everything just clicked in my mind. You remember the song, that beautiful, beautiful song by Louis Armstrong. You know the song, what the song I am talking about, and I really like you to put that song onto your bucket list as we speak right now. Wonderful, oh what a wonderful world. Oh what a wonderful world. My goodness me, it cannot be more prominent and more important, a more important message than oh what a wonderful world. And as I was, so put you know, as if you are not familiar with the song, just as I'm talking to you right now, all very, very spontaneously. I know it's a psychic show. I know I'm a medium. I know I'm here to talk about spirit, but I'm also here to talk about the energy and also talk about how we are living our life here and inspiring each other. So let's just go back to the song. If you are not familiar with the song, Louis Armstrong, oh, what a wonderful world, then go and listen to the song and then why it is on your bucket list if you don't know the song, and my bucket list, because I know the song, but I do not know the words clearly. Oh my goodness me, I'm feeling a bit ashamed here. On my bucket list, because I need to learn the words. But then before I'm learning the words, I'm just using my two eyes, opening my two eyes, and I'm looking out on the sky, looking out on the grass, and then I see the garden, I see the people, and I see the light. I'm able to see the wall across to me, how I am sitting. I can see the plant behind me. I can see my face. I can see your smile if you are listening, or maybe you are shaking your head because you want to have a psychic reading or those kind of things. But then just consider this very, very, very powerful message that just open your eyes and look around and then see what you can see. Just name, I can see this, I can see the rules, I can see the birds, I can see the smile on children's faces, I can see the clouds drifting by, I can see the top of the trees, I can see the lights just cascading, you know, at the back of the house over there, you know, the various things. Just open your eyes and then just notice what you can see, all the beautiful things. And then even if you say that, oh, in my life I don't have anything beautiful, and then I can't see anything beautiful around me, I cannot see the beauty in people's eyes, the people's faces, the people's hearts, in the hearts of the people. But then you need to know that that is there, just really, really depending on how you are looking, what you are generating in your heart. And even if you live in a place where you are very sadly affected by disasters or the various things happening in our world right now, which actually impacted me, or not impacted me very deeply, but you are just thinking, if you're sensitive, you are thinking of the people, you are thinking of how everybody's experiencing their lives, how Mother Earth is experiencing what is happening, the trees and the grass. Then some people around me. And but actually not and but what opened up when the body is paused, so we cannot do anything, we need to sleep, we eat if we can eat, or sleep, or we don't eat and then we sleep. In my case, I was not eating for a few days because this is the impact it had on me, but I was sleeping and then waking up and sleeping again. And the power of the energy and the power of the sleep, what the energy is bringing forward in sleep. My goodness me, I could talk about the dreams as well. But then, because I'm a medium, I'm just going to give you one little hint, little pinch of mediumship element just for the spirits, just for matter of interest. Why it was a matter of interest? Because for me it was very, very interesting. And I tell you what, I have met so many spirit people, and I've worked with so many people, and I have witnessed so many timelines for myself and for the other people. This timeline, past ones, future ones, here and there, and all over the place. But then what the dreams brought forward in that space where the body was very limited in that sense, that what I was shown, and it feels like it's continuing, that the spiritual and the human reality, we are on one level, really. It is our perception of being able to see how beautiful things are coming together, being able to see how we are perceiving, or not being able to see and not being able to perceive the spiritual realm, and then the dead people, the ones who passed over. Because in my dream, I was shown that yes, those who passed over in my family, and then we're sitting and celebrating and partying together with the ones who are around, like my cousins. I was invited to these parties for a few nights in my dream world. And more interestingly, even more interestingly, that those who passed generations ago, those people, I do not have an idea, I do not have a clue who they are, because I do not even have pictures for those people. But then how they came forward in my dream for many, 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 many generations. I was able to see the face as a massive, beautiful, beautiful energy. And then they joined us as well. So imagine this, those who passed many generations ago, and then those who passed quite recently, and then those who are still alive, like my cousins, and then me invited in my dream to participate in this gathering. And then ever since, I'm having this meeting with these family people who have passed over, and then we are doing various things. And the most beautiful thing is not just we are doing things, but then the energy, the message, what they have been showing to me. And this is very, very important. I'm just feeling so very passionate about this, that their love and their kindness and compassion is just so beautifully there for every single one of us. Because the very first time when I saw the face, like a poster, imagine a poster, just a face. And it wasn't even a picture how we see it on a photo. So it means it wasn't even some kind of imagination, and my mind is just repeating some patterns and bringing forward in my dream world. But then like a wobble of face there. But then their energies was absolutely beautiful there. And then they showed me that beautiful love and that welcoming energy for the whole family being together and celebrating together and meeting in one point, because they needed to come from one or two or many, many dimensions or many, many generations through. They needed to come through. The ones who passed recently, they had to come through. The ones who are living in a different space physically right now, they were there, and myself was there. So your message, my lovely friends, first of all, open your eyes, use it, and just notice what is really beautiful, what I can see this. Sing along with the song, sing along with the song. And then knowing that our spiritual friends and families, they see us, they are here with us, and we see them, we are here for them as well. And then the time that we are going through, all of us here on this earth plane, we are not alone, we are never alone. And that love is just so beautifully there. So my lovely friends, thanks for joining me. This is our show 99, and I was your show host, Susanna Medium from susanamedium.com, and I'm going to be back in 7 days. So I'm telling you. So Mr. Dave, producer, and the team behind the scene, thanks very much. Thank you. Thanks, bye.
question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk with Tammy Petricelli. Live from TammyPetricelli.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. It's Tammy Petricelli from Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk. How are you today? I hope everyone is doing well. And it is beautiful here in Lewis, Delaware. I hope it's beautiful where you are, whether it's morning, noon, or night. And I hope that the weather has been kind to you. I'd like to take a second to send out lots of prayers and love to those in outside of Maui Lahaina, Hawaii, our beautiful friends there. It is such a sad, sad thing that what they're experiencing, and the casualties, the unknown. So yes, please send out lots of love there. Okay. All right. So we are in the midst getting ready for some crazy energy here. Can't hear. Okay. And I'm not sure the day. I don't have my notes here. They're back in Newark, Delaware. I'm in Lewis at the beach. So we will be having some really crazy energy. You know, we've got another full moon coming in a couple of weeks. We've got the beginning of Mercury in retrograde. There's you know, a lot of energy out there. And you know what's happening, and what's happening is we may be saying things before we speak, and it's really important to think before we speak. Okay, I'm having trouble with the sound. Oh, now I can hear you. I don't hear me, so I mean. All right, so then we will go right to Barbara in Albany, New York, if she is ready. Welcome, Barbara. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Tammy.
I hear her. Okay. Barbara, how can I help you today? Do you have questions for me, or would you like me to try to connect with a loved one on the other side?
If we could try and maybe connect with my Aunt Barbara, we're currently going through some family stuff, and I need some guidance.
Okay. So immediately when you said Aunt Barbara, I felt that is her husband also passed, please?
I'm sorry?
Is Aunt Barbara, her husband here or on the other side?
Other side.
Okay. And was that more recent, please?
No, it was some time ago.
Okay. Because she's just showing me the man immediately came in with her. So I thought maybe it was more recent and he wanted to say hello. I guess he wants to say hello too. Okay. But what the feeling though that they actually gave me, that some of the things that I'm going to say one thing that the family is going through is that there's an illness that of someone that you are watching. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes. And what I'm feeling, you know, I try to be sensitive here, you know, because the whole world can be watching. So I apologize, Barbara, if sometimes my information seems slightly vague. It's because I'm trying to respect privacy here. But she is showing me that the family is kind of not in agreement on how to handle someone who is experiencing some illness right now. And with that, I also feel the issue is also around the handling of their estate or property. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, thank you. What I'm feeling is that, okay, let me put it this way. I feel like you're dealing with who has the power of attorney or who has the power, okay, to make these decisions, and that person is not being met with agreement from the rest of the family. Understand something, that just because someone has power of attorney or someone is in charge of someone's estate, anyone who has an interest can, you know, kind of go to the court and change these things. Is this your mother we're talking about, Barbara?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah. And you have an older brother who's in charge of most of everything. Is that correct?
No, maybe it could be my husband that has been supporting me and giving me, and I'm the one that's what has been taking care of everything, and then suddenly
Okay.
the tables have turned and it's gotten that nice.
Okay, perfect. You're in charge. I'm feeling that male giving information or having control. But what I'm feeling is that maybe your siblings or other family members may not be in agreement or don't feel that he should be involved. Would I be correct?
Yeah, they probably didn't. I feel like he spoke truth, and they just didn't. They don't like it when he does that. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll just say this, that it's always important to try to come together. If you
Mhm.
can't come together, then the person in charge just has to make the decisions.
Mhm.
We get very emotional at these
Mhm.
times, and that's the
Mhm.
problem. We let emotion take over. Is your mother still coherent and able to communicate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to suggest looking for an end of life doula. Okay. Because you want someone to meet with an end of life doula while they can still give their opinion, while they can still communicate. Okay. And let that end of life doula kind of be the intermediate, because they're going to be between family, hospice, doctors. They don't make decisions, but they go to the person who is being cared for or has a bad, a diagnosis, and they kind of work for that person, making sure
Awesome.
that the family
Thank you.
knows their wishes, so that when you have three people standing outside in the hall all fighting over, they know what mom would want. You have the transitional doula coming out and saying, well, mom said this, mom said that, mom would prefer this, and kind of be that intermediate, that umpire for you. And I know
Okay.
that this is a very hard, uh, I mean, I'm 65, my sister's 61, and a couple of weeks ago, I said something about, we just celebrated my mother's 85th birthday, and I said, well, I'll get blue cupcakes. And my sister said, well, I thought her favorite color was red. I said, it's always been blue. How
Mhm.
for 60 years do we not be in agreement over mom's favorite color?
Right.
That's how
Mhm.
easy things can be misconstrued within families and misunderstood.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and I feel like you're sit down, have a meeting with those loved ones, and have a meeting with mom, decide the best way to move. And if you are the one making the decisions, then just make the doggone decisions. Everyone is not going to agree. Are there four children, please?
There's just two of us.
And I guess you both have spouses then?
Yes, there's partners. Yes.
I'm just feeling like there's four people that are involved in giving opinions.
Also, her oldest siblings, two are very strong-headed.
Okay, so her two siblings and her two children. There's the four.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay. So, your Aunt Barbara, I want to get message from her first before we while we have time.
Okay.
So I want to laugh because Aunt Barbara comes off as um fun but level-headed. Would that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, because she comes in and she's bopping her head like, "Oh my gosh, all this what to do over nothing. Why are you arguing?"
Yes.
What Yeah, she's like, "Why are you guys arguing over the simple things?" And that's why it made me feel like, what's mom's favorite color? Because they're making me feel like, why are you arguing over whether she should have the mashed potatoes or the fries? It's
Mhm.
just feed her. And she makes me
Right.
feel, just get this stuff done. And stop the bickering. Barbara doesn't like the bickering. She makes me feel that she would have come in and just taken over and saying, you guys are being ridiculous. Let's handle this, instead of
Yes, she would
wasting
have.
too much time arguing. Of course, you were her favorite because you were named after her, right?
Yes, thank you.
And do you understand the significance of a piece of jewelry with a green stone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Because she brings that up as just evidence that we definitely have Aunt Barbara. Okay. And she's sending you a lot of love. She knows that this has been extremely difficult and emotionally on you. It's more about the emotion of everyone else not allowing you to take care of things as they should be taken care of. So you have Barbara's support, and she's saying, just, put the hammer down. She said, put the hammer down. Have a meeting and say, look, we can't have this. I can't deal with it. She tells me it's affecting your stomach.
Yes, I've been having stomach pain.
Absolutely. This is the stress. Tell your family you don't need this crap, okay?
Okay.
All right, Barbara, thank you so
much, Tammy.
You are so welcome. I hope that was helpful. Sending you lots of
It sure
love.
was.
Okay,
Thank you so
great.
much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate you. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's all send great energy to Barbara and hope that her family works out. Please, if you're sending lots of love, whether it's prayers or healing energy, to all those in Lahaina, outside of Maui. And hey, I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you guys so much. Remember, we're doing biting the tongue and counting to 10 before we speak, before we respond, because we're going to respond, not react, because we're getting ready. We're practicing to that blast of energy. We've already got one. And I thank you guys so much. I will see you right here next week, next Tuesday, 3:15 Eastern Standard Time. You can find me at www.tammypetricelli.com. Thank you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Mini Medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from TarotWithSteph.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Mini Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi friends. Happy Wednesday. I just had a little thing go in my eye just there a moment. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And happy crazy super moon day. I don't know if any of you have been feeling the energy, but I sure have. It's been a very, very interesting, energetic day for me, for sure. I've been kind of all over the place, and then also just feeling a bit drained, I guess. I don't know. I think I need to go and do some more grounding and see what I can do to get more connected to, Mother Earth and all of that beautifulness. But I'll be doing a little bit of moon work tonight. So hopefully you all will be going out and enjoying and seeing that beautiful supermoon tonight, depending, I guess, where you are here in the US. But it's, two supermoons. So we've got the supermoon that actually was technically yesterday, but we also feel that beautiful energy today. Then the 30th, the end of this month, we have the blue moon. And the blue moon just basically is saying that we have two full moons in a calendar month. And that one also is going to be a super moon. So lots of crazy, amazing, beautiful energy. And then on top of that, for those of you who are familiar with when the moon is out and that full moon, especially these very strong full moons, then the veil between us and the other side, so the veil between us and heaven or wherever, the spiritual world is very thin. And when that veil is very thin, that is where mediums really can connect even more. It's more in tune, I guess the best way I can put it. It's like a radio station when you're trying to tune into a certain channel, right? And sometimes it's a little fuzzy and you get bits and pieces. Well, when we have a full moon, especially one of these super moons, then you get right in and tune right in and get to hear things even more clear. So not only hear, but you can feel and see, and then have what I call thoughts that I know are not my own. So it's incredible. This is one of my favorite times to actually do readings and to tap into my mediumship. So we'll see how tonight goes. I will be, of course, at 7:30 Mountain Time, I'll be on my Stephanie's Tarot reading page, and we'll be doing my 1 hour of free, 2 hours, 2 hours of free readings. And I love doing that. So after my podcast, I get a little bit of a break and then hop on my Facebook and do some free readings for a couple hours and do giveaways and drawings and all sorts of things. And just a reminder, I mentioned it last week, but my website is up and it is so much better. And you can now book your private reading through there, or parties, or even I do Reiki. So if you're wanting any kind of energy healing, then you can go right directly there and schedule. And it is so nice now. It's saving me so much time. And I feel very grateful, very, very grateful for the gal that I've hired as an assistant, which my schedule's gotten so busy I needed to. So crazy, amazing, more good things coming, and just incredible. So on my website, go check it out. It is mini-medium.com. So mini-medium.com. And on there, you can see all of the fun stuff and testimonials now and pictures and events and all this fun stuff. So have some really fun events that I have been invited to in September. So if you're in the Utah area, or if you want to just come out and visit, then come out and see me at those events. But okay, well, let's go ahead and I always laugh every time I see these affirmations, because I just, I go with my visions and what I've been getting. And, today has been a very interesting visual connection with all of my gifts. And so the number 10 has been very predominant in my visions. So 10 is, for those who know how I connect through my gifts, 10 is my sign for October. 10 is going to be the 10th of a month. 10 will be the age of 10. There's a connection there. So no, it's very, fairly broad. But I'll tell you, we get those beautiful messages in and then we validate them. Just the beautiful synchronicities and everything flows beautifully. So, and speaking of flowing beautifully, the affirmation for today or for this week says, I soothe away anxiety and stress by choosing to do the things that help me relax. So how funny is that? And I'm telling you, I count these out as we're on and count the 10th card, and that's where the universe, is going to give us our message. And so literally today I had a lot of kind of anxiousness and a little bit of, wasn't too sure about how I was feeling. It was weird. And we're having, some crazy storms here too. But so I went outside and took my cute little mini schnauzer, her name's Gypsy, and went outside and sat in the grass, put my feet in, and just enjoyed grounding, and it just helped. And so this fits perfect. So I soothe away anxiety and stress by choosing to do the things that help me relax. So I hopefully, especially during the supermoon, that you all can go do something that helps you to relax in case, this energy causes you anxiety or stress, or maybe that's just, regardless of the moon energy, right? So, all right. Well, beautiful. I am excited and seeing how readings go tonight. And I can feel the energy has been pretty incredible already. So we'll take my first caller, and this is Audrey. And Audrey is in Santa Monica, California. Hi, Audrey.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. This is your mini medium. How can I help you tonight, hon?
I was hoping to connect with someone that I lost earlier this year.
Okay, okay, you bet. All right. Well, if you heard just a bit ago, I was mentioning how just incredible that when we have these, full moons and these super moons, that the veil is so thin between us and the other side. So today is a beautiful day and perfect, especially for mediums to connect with the other side. So I'm going to just take a moment. It'll be quiet for a little bit here, so bear with me. I just want to see what I can get. Okay. Okay. Just one. Okay. So one of the things that I do, kind of a tool that I use or a way of channeling is by doing automated writing, or it's also called psychography. And that's where just kind of scribbling and writing things, and it helps to get the energy and everything out. And it also helps to open up those channels to your loved ones. Okay. Okay, I want to ask first the feeling I'm getting right now, and this is where I really love when I don't know anything about who you're wanting to channel. Some will ask for names or birth dates, but I really like to start very raw. And the first feeling I'm getting immediately is very male driven. I'm going very male, it's an energy that I've just, after 27 years of doing this, I just know if it's male or female. So may I ask, is the person you were hoping to connect with, is this a male?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. And then as I was starting to bring him in, immediately I kept seeing the number 17, so 17, and this is going to be, the 17th of a month, the age of 17. Occasionally, this can be January 7th. This is how I channel. Do you connect with that number 17 right away?
Not really. Yeah, not really.
Okay. Okay. So please just keep that in mind. There's some reason why that number has been very predominant and very strong. Now, okay. Let me ask, do you have any, as far as who this male is, well, let me just tell you, he's showing me St. Patrick's Day, which is the 17th. And there's where I feel like he's trying to get me to it's almost like playing charades some days. But anytime I see that holiday, I can't help but think of drinking and I mean, that's what we do on St. Patrick's Day in a sense. But and then he really is showing me some issues with either drinking or with the liver, because he's shown me that that green, which is also the sign of liver. Do you connect with that with him?
I think, in his past, like maybe like he had issues with that, but not leading up to his death, no.
Okay, that's okay. But he was old enough to be able to drink and have a good time and party. Is that right? This was not unusual. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Oftentimes I will also get names, and one of the names that I'm hearing, I get them in syllables, and very kind of cryptic like as well. But I keep getting, I keep seeing the letter E, and so I'm getting, like an Evan or Edward. But I keep seeing an E, and then he shows me, and then I hear Travis or Trevor, so TR. Do you connect with that name?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I have no one presently with a letter T name that passed or some like family or friends or anything like that.
Okay. Do you, I feel like he's addressing the TR, so Travis or Trevor Trent. It seems to me this is like a mutual friend, whether they're still living in the, they're here in the physical or in the spiritual realm. But there's a significance of why that name's important. So if it's not resonating right away, I want you to keep in mind of even just close friends, because there's definitely a connection with even that name being involved or knowing more about his passing. So, so please keep that in mind, okay?
Sure.
Can you tell me what his name is, please?
Everyone just called him Jay.
Just the letter J?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now, couple things that I'll tell you, he's really, there definitely is some connection with the T and the R, with the T and R, because he's not letting this go. So in this very well, if this is your person you're wanting to channel, this J, yeah, okay. With his passing, how do you connect with, immediately I'm getting tingling in my head and within my neck. So I've got a lot of connection with the head or the neck area. Did he pass of anything of the head or the neck?
He used to get headaches.
but pretty predominantly. I mean, we're talking pretty not as standard everyday headache that people deal with. This seems to be like there was more to issues that he struggled with when he was here. So, you know, and even the sense of that, well, I'll tell you, yeah. May I ask, did they, and you can say just yes or no, but did they do an autopsy on him?
Yeah, they performed one. I'm not sure if they did a toxicology, but yeah, they definitely did the autopsy.
Okay, okay, okay. You know, I feel like there's more to, boy, that, please keep that T name, that TR, like, and then, you know, even not so much it has to be male, but he's very much showing me that, like, Teresa, or, you know, but they are still here in the physical world. They are still living, but they know more about his passing. And really just, he mentions the autopsy and that they need to be more mindful, I guess, if you will, of something to do with the head, with the impact of what happened, even with the head. So, and or the neck, by the way. And
Okay.
yeah, did this happen literally within just the last 6 months?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's very fresh. He says he's still transitioning, but he really needs. Boy, I'll tell you, the next thing I just heard from him. Boy, I know I've got another caller, but he's a talker. If this is Jay, but there is an overwhelming sense of just of soulmate long-term love towards you. So whether this be that you were connected romantically or just good friends, but he's coming across that he had a very strong love towards you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. And he says that, I just heard him say, tell her I would have got the ring. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Please think about that name, that TR. I have no doubt, my friend, this is him, because he's very adamant that that person knows more about his passing and could very well answer a lot of unanswered questions. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, all right, my friend, you're so welcome. And if you are still up and you're interested, on my Stephanie's Tarot reading page tonight at 7:30, so in about an hour, I do readings then. We may even be able to get more if you want to hop on there.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, you're welcome,
Okay.
hon. All right, have a good night.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, all right. We've got another caller. I'm telling you, all the crazy messages coming in already, but this is Misty in Los Angeles. Hi, Misty.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How can I help you tonight?
Hello.
How can I help you tonight, hon?
Hi. I was just curious, just if there's any message or anything for me.
Okay. And are you speaking of wanting a message from loved ones that have passed, or just a general message for you?
Yeah, just some loved ones that have passed.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, let me, as I was doing with my last caller, let me see what I get here. Now, I didn't ask my last caller this because I didn't feel a connection right away with it, but If I tell you the number 10, which has been my number that's been very, very strong within my visions today, do you connect that 10 to whether it be October, the 10th of a month, the age of 10? Do you connect that with any loved ones that have crossed over?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that
Okay. Okay. I just I just heard, this is what happens when my clairaudient kicks in, and I just heard so I want you to keep in mind this is someone who is still here in the physical world, but has that October birthday, or has a birthday coming up here in the next week within 10 days. So someone on the other side is very adamant that that we recognize that. So, but keep that in mind if it doesn't click right away, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do you connect with, I don't get this name or this letter very often, but I keep hearing the very V name, like V like Violet or Veronica or Victor. So I'm getting that strong V name that has crossed over, that has passed.
No.
Okay. Okay. I have a feeling that okay. I feel like you'll connect with this, because I'll tell you, and really who I'm starting to feel that is starting to come through. Well, you've got a lot, my friend. There's a lot of energy, and they're correcting me in the sense that in Roman numerals the V is the number 5. So this isn't so much the V name as it is the Roman numeral, which is 5. So this is going to be the month of May, or the 5th of a month. Yeah, okay. Who is the grandmother that has passed that's connected to you? But I feel she's like she's. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying yes. My grandma.
Okay. Okay. Now, does that 5 connect with her that you are connecting with or aware of?
No.
Okay. She says yes. I hear her say, tell her yes, that this is now. May is also Mother's Day, so Mother's Day is very much, and even that feeling coming from her that whether she was like a mom to you or helped to raise you, because she's very much referring to that being a relationship or connection you had with her. So were you very close with this grandmother?
Yes.
And do you connect with, I'm getting Marianne. I'm getting MAR.
Mariah.
And who is Mariah?
She was one of my good friends.
Okay, and she has passed?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Your grandmother, it's interesting because your grandmother, even as I feel that very mother energy coming from her, she's really having to help Mariah come forward. There's a sense of needing your grandmother's energy to help her to channel. And so I feel that, okay. Okay. Your your friend Mariah just there's a sense of she shows me the number 21, and so and then she's shown me the two of you just being or if you went out to bars all the time, you partied all the time, but there's that connection of uh, of having that relationship together. And I really feel too. I know I have a couple minutes here, but this friend Mariah, I do feel that she is. Boy, I'll tell you, you guys are a lot like soul sisters. That feeling I'm getting from her. Do you understand that connection that she's showing me?
Yeah, we were close, like more like family than friends.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, this is where I knew this was going to happen tonight because there's so much going on with this full moon. I've got about 45 seconds, but the connection I want you to know with her really is, and I hear her say to just let you know that, and I just hear her over and over, I wasn't afraid to die, that I'm okay. I just hear her say, I'm okay, I'm at peace. So I hope that even just that little bit can give you some comfort, and also knowing that she's with your grandma, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And if you are interested, hop on my Stephanie's Tarot reading page tonight on Facebook, and we may be able to continue and pick up more, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hon, you're welcome. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right, perfect. Oh, these nights go by fast. Well, I am your mini medium, you guys. Thank you so much. Tonight was crazy, but I will see you next week. Bye, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Maria Leggett, and I am so excited to be on here tonight with all of you. I couldn't be any more excited unless I had a pee pad on. That would be even better. So my name is Reverend Maria Leggett, and I am a spiritualist minister, and I have been doing mediumship work for the last 7 years. I am one of those oddities that I say, I have not been doing this for my entire life. Most people that I've talked to say, I've known about this since I was a kid. And I did not. So I'm one of the rare people who did not know that they were a medium. It was an absolute shock to me. I did have things happen to me off and on while I was growing up as a little girl. But it just things that I figured everybody had these little things happen to them. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, believe it or not, I was driving down a highway here in Ohio where I live. And I'm driving down the highway and I see this etheric being pop into my passenger seat. This is a true story. And I turned and I went, oh my God. And, I started feeling all kinds of things and I was hearing all kinds of information, and it was very overwhelming to my senses. And I didn't know what to think, didn't know what to feel, heard all this thing coming. And I felt pain going up my right arm. And I thought, oh my God, because I'm a woman, I'm having a heart attack. That's why I'm seeing somebody. I'm dying. What is happening to me? And so being the woman that I am, I call my best friend rather than calling 911. And I said, hey, listen, I need you to walk me through this. I don't understand what's happening. And she said, listen, if you're driving, I don't want to talk about that. I just want to get you calm. So she kept me really calm until I got home. And as we pulled down my driveway, true story, I park and I start telling her everything that I'm experiencing. I said, here's this man next to me. I've never seen him. I don't know anything about him. And she said, well, describe him to me. And she wasn't put off by this at all. And I was shocked. And so I described to her who this guy, what he looked like, what he was wearing, the kind of hat that he had on. And I said, here are all the things that he's saying to me. He's talking to me about St. Patrick. And he's talking to me about my 3 girls. And he's showing me a 3-leaf clover. And I said to him, don't you mean a 4-leaf clover? Because those are really lucky. Don't you want a 4-leaf clover? And he says, no, 3. So it was really important for 3. And I keep explaining all of this to her. And I tell her about the pain in my right arm and everything that was going on. Next thing I know, my best friend starts crying. And I said, wait, whoa, this is my emergency. Why are you crying? I don't understand. And she says, that's my dad. And I said, excuse me? Her dad had passed away the year before I met her. So I had no idea what he looked like and I didn't know his name. And she was so sad about it that she never really talked about him. She was a really emotional person. So we then went through and she was able to talk to me about all of the verification, all of the validation for who it was that was sitting next to me. He had 3 daughters and he never called them my daughters. He only said, my girls, my girls. So I gave her all of this information. And I said to her, well, what does all this mean? And she goes, you're a medium. I said, no, I'm not. And she said, yes, you are. And I said, no, I'm not. And she said, I beg to differ. And so it was, this shocking moment for me that I realized that I was a medium and I didn't know what to do with it. And I was scared, but it took some training. And so I have trained here in Ohio and I've trained at Lilydale in New York. And I am just thrilled to be doing the work that I am doing. So I see we have a caller. Hi, Reagan.
Hi, how are you? Good, thank you.
How may I help you today?
It's just looking for a general reading, if possible, please.
Sure. Is there anything specific that you'd like to know about?
I had an accident earlier in the year, and I don't know if I've got surgery coming up for it, but do you see any health issues, or if you do health, but if not?
So Spirit is showing me, Reagan, as I step into your energy, Spirit is showing me that there's some mending in your body that needs to happen. And I don't know, they show it to me as though there's something with a bone or something that happened during the accident. And they're saying that if you sit and really begin to focus your energy on the area in your body, which is really painful, and send beautiful white light around this, that you probably will not need any type of invasive surgery. And of course, not a medical doctor, not giving any kind of advice like that, but you can start to help heal your body. And so if you start putting white light around those pieces and visualize them as being whole and perfect, that you're going to help your body heal much quicker than not doing it at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does a little bit. It does, yes.
Wonderful.
And you were right, yeah, fine.
Perfect. That's what they showed me, like a little, it's more like it's a fracture more than like a massive break. And they're just showing me that you can absolutely heal this and work through it. And, we tend to forget as humans that we really do have this power to heal our own bodies. When we reincarnate, we bring all this beautiful healing with us. So make sure that you step into that. What was the other thing that you were asking me about, Reagan?
Just general, like, just have anything for me they need me to know, or what's ahead? Do you see anything?
Absolutely. So one of the things that they're showing me is they're giving me the word detox. So they're talking to me about being able to be aware of the type of foods and the things that you're bringing into your bodies and inhaling into your lungs. So, because they're taking me right in here to the chest to make sure that we're, we detox things and that we're taking care of our body and trying to eat healthy. Organic can be expensive, at least it here is in the States. I don't know about where you are, but to try to eat as clean as possible And that's also going to help your body to heal, because they're showing me that sugar can really slow down how fast your body can heal itself. So if you're willing to kind of detox your body from things that would stop it from healing as well, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it's what the doctor said, especially with the inhaling the cigarette. Yeah.
And so this is really going to be able to help you to move forward and heal yourself. All right, what else do we have, Spirit? Anything? I don't know why this is important, but so many people worry about you. You have beautiful people around you who worry about you and want you to be the best version of yourself. And they really want you just to continue to show up and be the amazing human that you can be. Does that make sense to you, Reagan?
Yeah, the end bit, I didn't catch the whole lot. It's been dropping out a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
The Spirit really just wants you to begin showing up more comfortably in your world for you. They gave me a bouquet of flowers, and it's a way of remembering all the joy and all of the things in your life.
Yeah, I need to do that at times. And I do have good people around me.
Yeah, you have people who love you, and it's time for you to start showing up beautifully for yourself and for them, because you deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Reagan, for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. I am so grateful to be able to be on here with all of you. I would love for you guys to find me. You can go to marialeggett.com, MariaLeggett.com, and you can sign up for my mailing list, and you'll get a free shadow ebook workbook. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern. And I hope to see more of you often. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. Have an amazing night.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insights with Andrea Bates. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're doing great. So today we're going to chat about the energies of the Lionsgate. Today is the 8th of the 8th, and I've only worked with the Lionsgate energy since I think it was about 2015 or so when I first heard about it, and I wasn't sure whether or not it was just like some type of new age concept that didn't really have much to it, or if it was actually something really helpful to work with and use in my spiritual practice. And I have come to realize that it definitely does have significance. So, like many people on the spiritual path, I believe that we are here as individuals and as a collective. And I feel like this helps us expand the universe and the collective consciousness as well as ourselves when we do this. So this energy is a beautiful energy to access if you wish. It combines the energies of the number 8, and numbers are very significant and powerful in our world. So the energetics of it, in the universe, along with the radiant energy of the sun, both physically and spiritually. So these are powerful tools that are available to us to use if we want to work with them. And also the number 8 is linked in to infinite abundance. So the lion represents courage to stand out and shine in your true power, radiating those qualities out into the world, creating your reality. There is a mantra in Sanskrit that is used after meditation, and it goes Sat, Chit, Ananda. And that means truth, consciousness, and bliss. And these are normal parts of the human experience. These are also tools that we learn from and we grow from in life. But when we work with the awareness that I'm speaking of, these lower states are lessened. So then we're able to release what so many people carry around for lifetimes. They don't understand it, or they don't understand why they feel low, or the way they feel the way that they do. And they're not able to really truly acknowledge it within themselves. They're not able to face it a lot of the time, or really know how to release it. So we are able to clear out the old limiting beliefs, and we can embrace new ways of being. And everything in this world is based on fear or love. Things fall under either one or the other of those categories in this world, because this is a world of duality. So it's either expansion or contraction, and it could be either receiving or blocking. So allowing the breath to help you release. And the elements are the building blocks of life. So air, releasing. Now in Ayurveda, the 5 elements are called the Mahabhutas. And they start in this pure awareness that we all come from. And when we connect to this consciousness, we create infinite possibilities. The Mahabhutas make up everything in your body, your mind, and in the world. Now, these consist of space, and in Sanskrit, it's called Akasha, and that governs potential or pure potentiality, infinite possibilities. And that's linked into the number 8 as well, because number 8 is the infinity sign. Next is air, called Vayu in Sanskrit, and that governs movement. And then next is fire, or Tejas, which governs transformation. And then we have water, the element of water, or Jala, which governs cohesiveness, and earth, or Prithvi in Sanskrit, which governs form. So we can harness the Mahabhutas in our body, in our mind, in the world to create our lives, which we do on a daily basis by the choices that we make. So we can, add some of these things in. So I have pulled some cards ahead of time. So we have this card, all this green is standing out here, and it's saying idyllic times, the garden and paradise. And that's kind of what we're creating in our own lives and in the world. It's really standing out to me. It feels significant, as well as the owl in the picture here. Okay, the symbolism symbolizes renewal and purification, new beginnings and protection. And the owl symbolizes protection. Seeing in the dark, it represents working with the goddess and the divine feminine. Now, these are transformative times that we are in right now, and working with this energy that Spirit presents us with through certain things like this Lion's Gate portal, or whatever energies, we are in, really helps us to bring in a more peaceful, idyllic scenario. And I have been channeling this message that my spirit guides have been giving to me for a few days, which is stay close to the anatomy. And it's been going on in my head a lot, it just seems significant to bring up. So that could mean being in nature daily, which we already know increases other things in our life, and what we also use on our skin, our body products that are natural experience for sure. But seeing things from the perspective of spirit, rising above the fray, as I spoke out earlier today, when I was talking about standing in your truth and standing in your own authenticity, even when it means sometimes standing alone, living in your passions and speaking your truth. And sometimes that means coming from a place, doing this from a place of respect and love for yourself and others. So we're never forcing our truth on others, but we're just honing in on those thoughts. So we have this past life issue. So we've carried these issues around past lives, from our past lives, and we have a lot of purple in these cards, really focusing on the crown chakra, connecting to spirit, bringing in these animal totems when we notice them, when they come to us, so that you can harness those beautiful energies. And yeah, so with that, today's show is ending for now. You can always email me at andrea.bacon444@gmail.com. And you can check out my shop, Mind, Body, Nourish, on Etsy. And for any readings, any products and services that I offer. So with that, I hope you have a blessed day for you and yours, and a wonderful week. And we will see you again soon. And just remember, harnessing these energies can be very helpful in our daily lives, and creating our futures, and feeling more at ease and at peace.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Full Circle Wellness U with Renee John. Renee John, live from FullCircleWellnessU.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Full Circle Wellness U
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? I'm coming to you live from Tennessee in the United States, and I'm very happy to be here. I cannot believe it's already been another week since our last show, and I'm very eager to get started. So with that, I'd like to say, I'm always talking to spirit and waiting for answers. And today was no different. I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and really kind of things were silent. And I thought that was really interesting. I was out in the garden even, and still, maybe I was just too hot. It's very hot here. So I don't know, about 3 hours ago, I was doing some laundry. Interestingly, when you get your mind blank and you're kind of in that, quiet zone and your hands are busy, or at least for me, I find that spirit really can communicate with me at a deeper level. And sure enough, I got the most interesting message for our show tonight. And it was, who do you love, baby? So on that happy note, I looked up the song or the lyrics, and I don't think the lyrics are about this message. I think the message is, who do you love? As in, who do you give your attention to? Who do you focus on? Who do you allow to get into your energetic space? Who are the people in your life that you really dedicate yourself to? Is it your spouse? Is it your mate? Is it your friends? Is it your children? Is it your work people? Who is it? And what I got when I asked that question of myself is, the most important person that we should love, the most important human that we should love, is ourself first. And I don't mean like conceited, I'm all that, in a bag of chips. I mean, who do you take care of? Do you take care of yourself? Do you nurture yourself? Do you take time to sit with spirit? Do you pray? Do you meditate? How do you take care of your body? Do you nurture yourself with good, healthy foods? Do you drink plenty of water every day so that you can keep your liver from being dehydrated and the rest of your body healthy and strong? Do you pamper yourself sometimes? And again, not all the time, but do you dress to please yourself? Do you cut your hair the way you want it, regardless of what others think? Do you speak your truth? Do you feel repressed? Do you feel like something holds you back? Are you able to look in the mirror honestly? And I challenge you to do this and say, I really love you. I love you. To look at yourself, use your name. And, for me, I stand in the mirror and I say, I love you, Renee. It took me quite a while to be comfortable with that. I had some teachers that challenged me to do that years ago when I was studying hypnosis. And I thought, that's easy. I can do that. It was not easy. It was very difficult. And when I would try it, old memories would come up. And those old memories and things would beat me up really bad. Mistakes, I felt that I had made choices that weren't probably the best at the time, situations that maybe I should have bowed out of, but I stayed and allowed others to abuse me, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I found that I had a lot of regret, a lot of guilt, a lot of anger. And at those times, I would notice, I get that sick feeling, like couldn't swallow, couldn't speak. Maybe my chest would hurt. Oh, my stomach hurt me so bad back in the day. I had a lot of digestive problems. They called it irritable bowel. It really wasn't. It was a lot of it was emotional stress, physical stress, and then of course dietary. Always monosodium glutamate's like my number one enemy. But going back to who do you love, baby? If you love yourself first, you can really be open to being an excellent parent, spouse, friend. It's very hard to give from an empty place. So, I just like to say and share that from this moment forward, when you're thinking thoughts that tear you down, whether it's the way you look, the way you behave, whatever it is, flip that switch and tell yourself, in the past, I may have thought that, but today I know that I'm a great person. I'm doing the best I can with what I have to work with. I'm learning more every day about taking care of myself. And I'm compassionate and generous, and I truly love my fellow people, my fellow man. I love animals. I love the planet. I know 99.999% of everybody listening to this are really fantastic people. And I really encourage you to start talking to yourself this way. Because if you love you and you're setting out on this journey to find your tribe, the right people, well, guess what? They're going to gravitate towards you. It's like a magnet and steel, they're just going to come together. You're going to come together with them because you're putting that out there and they're going to receive it and they're that same vibration. And you know how that works, right? So if you're up here and they're down here, you're going to bring them up to meet you. Or if they're up here and you're down here and they're vibrating high, they're going to bring you up to meet them. And when that happens, you have these beautiful relationships. You have amazing experiences with people who are like-minded. You can speak your truth. You don't have to worry about people thinking you're weird or crazy. Trust me, I know what that's like. I've been accused of that a lot, and I kind of embrace my crazy weirdness, and that's okay because I love Renee, but I also love all of you. I love my husband. I love my children. I love my friends. I love this beautiful, big, beautiful blue ball we live on. And I just have to remind myself too, who do I love? Love me first and everything else follows. It's absolutely amazing when you raise your vibration that things just start to vibrate along with you. If you're looking for love, you'll find it. If you're looking for that perfect job, that perfect home, I had a caller last week, German, if you're listening. I'm sorry we had such a hard time communicating with one another. But, you have the ability to have that perfect home, that perfect relationship. We all do. And we have to start with ourselves. If you want to attract somebody wonderful and fun and sassy, be that wonderful, fun, and sassy person. If you want honesty and truth and loyalty, then have that, be that honest, truthful, loyal person that you're looking for. If you're just looking for somebody that's, an adrenaline junkie and you're that kind of person, well, put that vibration out there. You want to bungee jump and skydive and, hey, raise your vibration and bring that in as well. It's incredible what we can do when we set our mind right. It really is. And I'm walking, living proof of that. I was to be in a wheelchair 22, 23 years ago. And I'm not only in a wheelchair, I've never been in a wheelchair, not even a scooter. I've been out in that garden. I've been all over the place doing the best I can. Yes, it's been challenging. Yes, I have a very hard days, but I keep going forth because I see myself well. I see myself, vibrating at a very high degree. I see myself each month getting better by the first of the next month. And it really has come to fruition. Of course, along, with that comes taking care of myself. And that's where the nutrition comes in. That's where loving your liver comes in and taking care and detoxing your liver and your body, drinking enough water, getting plenty of rest, going to bed instead of sitting up all night, intermittent fasting. These are things I teach. These are things I live. These are principles I live by. Staying out of stress. If you've got people around you that suck you dry and you walk away and you feel tired, you can love those people from a distance. You do not have to allow people to consume your every ounce of energy, not even your children. If your children are giving you a hard time, put them to bed early. It's okay. Get a babysitter, get some respite if you can, find people you can trust. Dear God, please find people you can trust. That's very important. Make sure your kids are safe, but you also need to be safe and heal yourself. drink that lemon water. I'm always saying this, and I do this every day. Get up in the morning, 32 ounces of lemon water before coffee. You drink coffee, try to drink it black. I've started drinking it black, not my favorite, but hey, I'm getting used to it and still get that boost of caffeine, and I don't have all that sugar and cream, and my body is really loving me for that. My vision's getting better without the sugar. Isn't that interesting? And this was raw sugar. Eat lots of fruits, eat live. If you want to be electric, we all want to be electric. We want to be alive. Let's eat live. Let's eat electric. Pick it as fresh as you can, get it as local as you can, wash it very well. If you're getting it from someplace you're not sure, grow your food. You want to learn how? I'd love to teach you. You can go on YouTube and find any video on anything. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. You can give me a call. You can find me on this beautiful channel, A1R, Psychic Radio. And, let's get healthy together and let's help others get healthy. It's so very important as we lift ourselves up to lift the others up as well. And again, going back to not allowing people to take your power, men and women, but women in general oftentimes get squashed. We get pushed down. We get, I don't know, just kind of held back. We're not allowed to always be who we are. This is 2023 and things have changed and are changing more. And it's so important for us women to encourage other women, especially the younger ones, to really step up, step out, be who they came here to be and not hold back. We, as humans, need to remember that we're spirit beings first. We're always in the spirit first. And these little, suits that we walk around in, these some people call them skin suits, these vessels that we walk around in, they're temporary, but our spirit is forever, forever and always. As a regressionist trained in past life regression, I can share so many other people's stories and mine of past life experiences and current, past experiences that are tremendous and proves to me without a shadow of a doubt that I'm so much more than a one-time, human being. I do believe that we have multiple experiences. We continuously come back. I also believe we go home, we go back to school, we get re-educated, we relearn, we make a new plan, and we come back again. People ask me, do we come back as animals? I haven't had that experience personally, but many of my clients say they have. So, in their experience, this is truth. I feel that it is so important for each of us to remember that we are first spirit beings, that all of this is temporary. All of this is temporary. We just need to take our time and process, the things that we're learning and the things that we're saying. It's interesting what we tell ourselves in a day. In a daytime, oh man, how many thoughts go through your head? Check them. Notice, are they positive? Are they negative? If they're positive, great, that's fantastic. Fantasize about them and visualize them, make them stronger, bigger, go for what you want. If they're negative, tell them to shut up, sit down, back up. You don't have to buy into all of that. It's just drama. And it's just, there's a part of us and it just likes to, I don't know, it just likes to encourage us to feel down. And maybe it's a way to make us stronger, but suffering is optional. So, let's just all ride on that, okay? And I love you. And I'm going to take my first caller. Chantel, hi, how are you tonight?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad you called. What can I do for you?
So I've lost so many spirits, so many people in the past couple of years. Past 2 years, I've lost over 17 people. And I'm just desperate for some guidance from them. And I just don't know what else to do. I'm at my.
I am so sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to you. I've lost not that many people, but I sure have lost quite a few in these last years. And in my lifetime, very many. I'm probably older than you. I've lost a lot of very precious people in this last few years. I've lost quite a few senselessly, and they're the hardest, aren't they?
Yeah, it gets worse the older I get, I think.
It is. It's very hard to understand. But I have to tell you, I drew an angel card before I started. Here's my angel deck. It's messages from your angels during virtue. And I drew an angel card before I started, and I wasn't sure who would be calling in or if I would be sharing this card, but I think you're going to find it perfect for you. And can I read it to you? Would that be okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's the angel Sonia, and she says, I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I'm happy and at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. The message is, your heart has been heavy with grief, and I'm here to reassure you. I am a guardian angel of your deceased loved one, and I want you to know that there is no reason for you to worry. Your loved one is very happy and is adjusted to the transition very well. There is no anger nor upset directed towards you, only love and understanding. You have done nothing wrong, dear one, so please don't blame yourself in any way. You did everything that you could, and your loved one has asked me to share this appreciation with you. You and your loved one will share great love between your souls. That love could never die. Although you miss your loved one, physical presence, you already connected spiritually in your dreams, as well as through feeling, hearing, smelling, and seeing your loved one's essence. Your loved one is alive as you are, even more alive in many ways. Relieved of earthly cares or bodily pains, this loved one is freer and happier than ever. As soon as you complete your life's purpose and your time to make the transition, you will be reunited. In the meantime, please know that your loved one is with you often, and with the angels, they surround you continuously.
That's
See
beautiful.
that? Yeah.
That was really beautiful.
I laid that card down and I thought, when the person called that needed it, it would be right here. And I'm glad that I actually was led to draw that card tonight. I don't always draw a card before my show, but I just really, my cards sit over here beside me and something had me, reach for that. And what I have to say to you is they're free. They're all free. They're not questioning, worrying, concerned. People, always tell me, my grandmother, I feel like she's so worried about me and she's, pacing the floor trying to get to me. And in my opinion, that's not so. When we leave this
Yeah.
place,
So
we're
like I
free.
am yeah, so I am also like a medium myself. I do, but I can't get through to my people. I cannot. None of my people I cannot communicate with them, and and I'm just confused by it because everyone else's spirit world are like so loud, and I'm like, you know what I mean? And I pass these messages on to other people, but it's like, man, I just need, I would love to have a message from the other side for me. You know what I mean? Like, I love the gifts. I love the light that I can, and the love I can give from the other side for to transit, like how you do it. Like to give that love back to the world with the broken, like for their lostness of, in the world today. But like I'm just so confused why so many people have been just gone from me. But I'm just sitting right now in front of my little cousin's window where he passed away, and that's why I'm like, wow, it's crazy.
Oh, honey,
I
I'm
know
so
he's in a
sorry.
bad place.
I'm really sorry that you're suffering like this. When you dream at night, are you picking up on these folks? I mean,
So my brother Dominic, actually, he was murdered 2 years ago, and that was the first thing that it like got into my that popped into my head about that because he says I'm coming to you in your dreams, and nothing has I have nothing to do with it, because the family was tripping because the day he went missing, I heard him spiritually and say he needed help. And so I went straight to the family and I said, yeah, dude, he's lost his cold and we need to help him. And then they didn't even find them until like a year. And then it's like I've been shunned from them. And they're just my native family, like my adopted family. And that grew in like my heart crushed because he was my most favorite human I do. Like I was my soul brother, you know, like, and I was, you know, I was passing out flyers every time I could, you know, I was trying my damnedest to find him. And then since his soul came to me for help, because he knew he can get through my channel, I got, you know what I mean? And it's just really heartbreaking because I'm not
And
an
so
evil person, and I would never.
I want to interject something here. I'd love to continue this with you after the show. I've only got a few more minutes, and I'm going to stay with you, but we've just got 2 minutes. So if you would like to continue talking to me, you're welcome to call me or reach out to me on Facebook or however you want to. I keep picking up on something around a black truck and him standing behind it, and I'm feeling very emotional with this. I feel like I want to clutch my chest. Like there's just so much pressure in my chest. And your compassion is incredible. I feel that as well. And I can tell you, for me, oftentimes I can't read myself either. And I believe there's a lot of mediums, psychics who would tell you the same thing. I'm also a phenomenal Reiki healer. I mean, I heal and I put my hands on people and it's amazing. But trying to work on myself, it's a joke and it's so frustrating. But I've learned if I get out of my way, you know, if I can get out of my way, we've got 60 seconds. I'm so sorry. Please call me. You know, I'm going to give you my number, my actual number. You got a pen?
No, I do not. Not right now. It's all in the house, and I don't got to go in there when we call.
Well, reach out to me. It's Full Circle Wellness on Facebook or Renee Johnson, and you'll see my spiral behind me, my black spiral on purple, and you'll see my face. I think I'm dressed in blue. But please reach back out to me, okay? We've got 30 seconds. So I'm just going to kind of wind down.
Thank you.
Call me. Yeah, you take care, honey. I'll be thinking about you and sending you lots of love. Take care. Good night.
Same.
So everyone, you know, if you've got something in your heart and you need to, you know, have a reading or just, you know, talk it out, holler at me, okay? Full Circle Wellness. I feel for you. I really do. I have nothing but compassion and love for each of you. You'll have a beautiful night, and I love you. You take care. I'll see you next Wednesday. Good night.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for the Psychic Side with John Capello. John Capello. Live from johncapello.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Psychic Side
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to the Psychic Side. It's Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and that means it's time for our program. So welcome, and we just want to tell everyone hello from the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV, and Lightning TV. You know, we're still the #1 psychic radio network on Earth. And so, you know, I travel around the everywhere. So if you don't know who I am, my name is John Capello, and I am a psychic medium from Texas. And I do travel all over the place. I especially travel in Texas. And today, I'm delighted to have a special guest with me. I'm going to be going to Houston this weekend, and I'll be with Misty Wellman at the Indigo Moons shop. And so what I want to do is I want to welcome Misty to our program. She's broadcasting from her mansion on the beach, it looks like. And so I see she has servants there and everything, and she's probably inebriated a little bit. So I'd like to welcome you to the program, Misty. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, John. How are you?
I'm fine. So is it cool down there in Galveston where you're at?
It is right now. I'm under the pier.
Are you under the pier? Okay.
I'm under the pier where it's nice and shady.
Oh, that's not your house? That's not your house? Your house on the beach?
Yeah. One day.
Fun day. Well, that's good. Well, tell us why you're at the beach today. You know, I know you're on vacation, but you were telling us about your daughter. You were telling me about your daughter earlier.
Yeah, I have 3 children. My youngest, Abriana, she starts her first day of middle school tomorrow morning. So we just wanted to get her out into the fresh air and just have some fun before she starts the school year. She deserves it. She made the honor roll. We're very proud of her.
Oh, well, tell her congratulations. And I know it's a big deal to have your first day of middle school. So
yes.
That's going to be an exciting time for the whole family. So I'm tell her hello for me and everyone here at the Psychic Side. So Misty, let's just get down to business then, okay? So I just wanted to kind of let everyone know a little bit about your store and a little bit about you and a little bit about what you do at the Indigo Moons. And so if you don't mind, I'd like for you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and then, you know, tell us a little bit about your business and how you got into, you know, the store that you're in. Can you tell us? Okay.
Yes. I'm born and raised in Southern California. Ended up in Houston, Texas. Long story.
Long story.
Yeah. Okay. And so I am the youngest of 6, and I came from a very spiritual family. My mom's very spiritual. However, my dad was an atheist. And so there was always the cynical side. It made for a very interesting household. As for me, I've always been very gifted in the spiritual, you know, seeing things. I would see auras when I was younger, and very connected to the stones around me, gemstones and everything. And so owning a crystal shop is very natural to me. Plus, I loved retail. I worked retail my whole life, and it made so much sense to me. And helping people is amazing, especially if spirit. Please sit taller, okay?
Okay.
So, helping people wonderful, especially when spirit starts to come through. It's a gift. But you know, these days as we've grown, you can find me running around crazy, like my head is on fire sometimes, and and then other days you just see me kind of wandering around, or I'm constantly moving something in the shop. But I do have a gift of connecting with crystals and helping people connect with the crystals that are meant for them as well.
Hmm. Well, you know, to own a store nowadays is not easy, and you made it through the pandemic. How
Yeah,
did that affect your store?
quite interesting actually. That was about a month before we had just got our first brick and mortar. We were barely a month in, and then we had to shut down for 3.5 months.
Mm.
And so I got real busy building the website as quick as possible so that we can at least do online orders when we were allowed to start opening up to do, I forget what they called it, but it was like curbside. And so they could
Curbside. Hmm.
order, right, and we could set it outside the door, deliver it to their car. And then eventually we were allowed to open up the shop and have 10 people at a time. And so it was very difficult. At times it was scary. I'm very lucky to have some other shop owners here in Houston that we're all friends with, and we did build a communication base through Facebook Messenger where we would all get together and communicate with each other and give each other tips and pointers and just support each other.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a
Grateful
group
for
of
that.
you've got a group of
Sorry.
stores that kind of are all friends, and
Yes.
that's kind of cool in the metaphysical community
Yeah.
to have people in different locations and say, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
Yeah, and I really
So,
appreciated that being the baby store owner
being
at
the
the time.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, you know, one of the things, and I'm going to get to your event this weekend. I just noticed you have so many unique things that besides crystals in your store, you have a few things like snake eggs, and then you even have dinosaur poop. So, what is that all about? And more than one kind. That's
Dinosaur
really
poop is
interesting.
known as coprolite. And so, you know, it does become a mineral. And the one that we have was mined out of Arizona. And so it has a lot of quartz in it and agate and a lot of other minerals that it's turned into. But it's always fun when kids come through and you let them know that we got some, you know, shark teeth and dinosaur poop. We have
Now, what do
dinosaur
they
too. So
what do they use the snake eggs for?
so we have a very dear friend, and he breeds snakes, and
Oh,
he's
they breed snakes.
he does, and you know he educates at local schools and libraries, and the police have actually called him quite a few times to come rescue wild snakes that they find or whatever, and so he just was like, "Hey, you want some snake eggs to sell?" And I'm like, "Sure."
Why
So
not?
you know, eggs represent fertility, and snakes are you know, transformation and shedding of the old. So there's got to be something you can do with it.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's good. I just noticed I don't see those things in some of the other stores that I go to, and you know, I just felt it was kind of unique to see that, and that's why I wanted to bring it up because you know it is educational and it is fun to see those so few things that are different. I mean, you can't find that at Walmart, and
Well, and we also feature a lot of local consigners. So a lot of stuff we have is handmade by local artists. We have over 100 different consigners, as well as Jeremy, my partner, who makes a lot of stuff handmade, and he wire wraps it in the store the crystals right in front of the customers. They can pick us down and he'll wire wrap it. He makes all the wood pieces that you see hanging on the wall. So there's a lot of unique creativity in the store. We started out in 2015, and I literally sold my car to start Indigo Moons, and we started out with one plastic table. We chose Spring Branch because that's where we live and our daughter goes to school. And we wanted to
oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So you just were all in. You just sold your car and said, "I'm going to make this work." Is that right?
Yeah, my son convinced me. I was actually running I had a house cleaning business.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Was running by
There's nothing wrong
myself.
with that.
Yeah, and so my son was like, "Mom, that's not what want to do, and I have carpal tunnel really bad, so it was difficult for me, and sciatica. So cleaning houses, especially going up and down the stairs, it was very painful for me after a while. And so my son was like, Mom, you need to stop this, and you need to do what you've been wanting to do. You've been talking about it for like 20 years. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna do it. It was my son that pushed me forward.
So you found your calling.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
what it was. It was just getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over the years, or over the time that you've had the store, you started to grow, and you brought in readers, and then I met you, and you've been kind enough to let me come to your store and bring my Aura camera and my spirit gallery. But this weekend, you're going to have a special event that you're just kind of starting up, and you're normally closed on Sunday, right?
Yes.
But this is an event on Sunday.
Yes. So
Okay.
our second metaphysical fair and expo here at the shop, and I'm really, really excited about it. So
Okay,
I
what
look
makes
doing these.
what makes it unique?
Um,
You're gonna have vendors. You're gonna have vendors there, or you're
yes,
just gonna
we're
have
gonna
readers.
have everything. So there's gonna be from different types of Reiki, many different kinds of readers, from past life to Akashic records to psychic mediums and like aura photography, tarot, runes, you name it. And then of course vendors who are setting up selling their handmade items. And that one was a huge success, and I'm sure that this one will be as well. And also, we will have a local restaurant. It's a vegan Mexican food called Cascabel Vegan, and they will be providing the food. And then next door is a brewery called Cobble and Spoke, and they will have beer, mead, and wine for those who are 21 and over. I think they'll be open around 2 or 2:30, and anyone's welcome, 21 and over, of course, to go purchase. And you can walk around inside the shop with your drink, and the food will be in the backyard. It'll be a lot of fun.
So it's kind of. I guess I've never been to an event like this where you can have some alcoholic beverages. So that's gonna be fun. Don't tell them what kind of readings we're gonna get. So how
That's great.
do what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, luckily nobody gets inebriated, so that's great.
Yeah, that's right. That's great. So are you going to have these once or twice a year, or what's your plan?
As many as I can fit in. Right now,
Yeah.
there's this is my second one now, and I'm looking to, in October, I'm going to have hopefully another market. It won't be the same thing. It's going to be a little more Halloweenish. But in December, I plan to hopefully have another one of these markets and have it be like a Yule theme. So I just plan to just keep doing something and anything.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, yeah, you got to mix it up a little bit and get some
These
of the.
metaphysical ones, I'm going to keep having them. They've been a good success. I really enjoy it, and I enjoy all the people that come out.
Now, I noticed also that in your store, I wish I had some pictures of your store. You have brooms that hang from the ceiling and a
Yes,
few other things.
creations.
Whose creations?
Cedar Creek. It's a husband and wife, and he actually goes out and finds all the wood, and the wife gets the broom bristles and she ties them on, and then we sell them. They're great.
Yeah, it's fun. I saw that. So it's like I say, you have a very unique store, and it's very it's very well laid out, and you have such good merchandise too, which I always appreciate when I go and visit a store. And it just seems like the people there are kind of bonded to you. They just seem to like to stay around, and they like the employees that you have, and then you've created kind of a family atmosphere there, and it's nice. So I'm excited.
We love to support the community, and we're open to a lot of people.
Yeah, and the last time I was there, some of the other stores had some of their people there, and
Yeah.
they weren't price shopping. They were just socializing. So
Sorry, I know I'm sitting in the sand. I know you guys don't know that, but I'm sitting in the sand.
you're sitting in the sand. Okay.
I'm sitting in the sand.
It's not, as long as it's not quicksand, you're okay. And there are no hurricanes in Galveston, at least not right now.
I got
So
birds all over me. They're checking me out.
they're checking you out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I say, we're really happy that you joined us today, and you're mentioning Jeremy and some of the stuff that he does, and he's quite the artist. Stuff that he does. He mainly does a lot of woodwork. He has um, several wall, I guess, incarnations. They're not paintings, but it's almost like they're done with a 3D printer,
Yeah,
but they're not.
yeah.
It's all by hand, and so truly an artist. But he does the wrapping of crystals, and what else does he do? And besides the artwork?
And the metal work. If he's he's
Yep.
here, but he doesn't have a shirt on, so we're. You can check out our website. It's www.indigomoons.net,
Mhm.
and
Do you have a wand? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I do have a wand. And she said, the wand thinks you're neglecting it. So,
oh,
so I
John.
said, oh my gosh, I got to tell Misty this. I'm neglecting the wand. So I'm not sure how to use it, but I'm going to find it. I don't know what I did with it. I probably put it away with some of my other crystals. But I'm gonna do more with the wand. So that's gonna be fun.
To do the aura readings, just place it near your aura camera. How about that?
I'll do that. I'll place it near the aura camera.
And then it'll be happy.
It'll be happy. That way
It'll be happy.
we get all of the energy there. Now,
Yes.
Misty, do you do readings at the store?
It has been seen here and there that I might pop do a reading for somebody if we don't have a reader. I have to be in the right mood to do it. As long as I'm not running around the shop insane trying to get everything done, I might stop and do a reading.
Okay, okay.
And
Now
that's just
also, you have a couple of cats in the
yeah.
store, and you're making them famous on TikTok.
Oh,
So
God.
you have a lot of really good TikTok. So I want to plug your TikTok channel, and it's just Indigo Moons, and it's fascinating because you told me you have one of your clients or customers come in to do your TikToks, and they're just fascinating. They highlight lots of different crystals and the jewelry that you have, and there's often the cats fighting. So
We have people that have we got rid of the couch. We had that couch for a while. We got rid of it, but people would come in and sit on the couch with the cats and just sit and pet them for 30 minutes and leave. So the cats have definitely become quite the staple with quite a few of the customers. I believe that they've become like a little healing counselor to some people. You'll also catch some of the shoppers walking around the shop with holding the cats and swearing up and down that the cats help them pick out all their stuff.
oh,
You know,
really?
it's
So
Onyx and Jennifer.
animals are very healing anyway, but these
Yeah.
two particular cats, they just feel they act like they're right at home. So you never take them home. You just leave them always in the
Oh
in the
yeah, they're
store.
now.
Oh, they're at home. Okay.
Yeah.
So you bring them to the store during the day.
Yeah, Onyx does not like to be left at the store. Jennifer has an I don't care attitude, but Onyx is like, no, I need my humans. Mom, don't you dare leave me. And Onyx, he also loves food. So when you see him, he's probably getting chunkier and chunkier.
Okay. Okay.
But
Well, that's great. Well,
and he
just you have a nice group of people at the store, and I just want to share with my audience and everyone here on the
are welcome to just walk around or sit down. So the major thing is to just come and feel welcome. We always have some type of class, event, or ceremony. Sometimes they're free, sometimes, donation based. Tonight we have the LGBTQIA plus meetup at 7:30. So we're going to start Sticks Corner. We have Star Seed meetups every month. So there's a lot of things that are rolling in there.
Mhm. You mentioned Shannon. I may
Yeah.
ask him to be a guest on the program, but
Yes.
he has an interesting story. Did he move to Houston from Austin or what? Because he,
Oh,
you don't know. But
yeah, I know.
I used to know him to live in Austin at least for a while, and he has just such an interesting story. I won't tell everybody about it, but he was in the military for quite a while, wasn't he? So so a special forces guy. So and they turned metaphysical. So probably getting back to some of our regular programming next week before we bring in some more guests. But I want to introduce you to some of the practitioners in Texas and some of the great people that I work with. So with that, I want to thank you once again for coming in and being with us on our program. And be sure to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network. I'm your host, John Capello, and we hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psych with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic, all the way from the Gold Coast here in Australia. Our hearts and our prayers go out to the people in Hawaii with the terrible fires that are there and the dreadful loss of life, and hopefully they're not going to find any more bodies. I know there's still a huge amount of people missing, and look, there's no words can explain what the families are going through and the people that live there and the people that are waiting for news on their loved ones, and just to make sure that they're safe. I mean, we can rebuild houses, we can rebuild lives, but we can't replace a life. So I really do feel for those people. I do know what it's like to live in a bushfire area. We have them here frequently in Australia, and I grew up with them side by side as a child, and it's a terrifying thing. And there's no words that can describe the pain that those people are going through, and they have to remain in our hearts and our prayers this week. So this week, the Simply Tarot card of the week is not necessarily one of my favourite cards, and it's one of the cards that when I used to do a lot of teaching, the students used to sort of go, oh, no, not this one. I don't like this one. But, you know, there's always a reason why we have to have balance in our life. We can't always have everything amazing and everything good unless we have something that's maybe not quite so good or a little bit on the negative side or challenging us in some way, because that's what makes us appreciate the good times. So the Simply Tarot card of the week this week is the Three of Swords. Now, when you look at it, it is three swords going through a heart. So it can be, the card can mean deception, frustration, or jealousy. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that every time that this card comes out in a reading, or the card of the week as it is this week, does it mean that we're going to be deceived. It just means keep your eyes and your ears open. Make sure that you're not deceiving yourself or being deceived by someone else. Is everybody around you that's communicating with you or meetings that you're going into, are they telling you the truth? Make sure that you're not the one being deceptive, that you're not misleading somebody or telling somebody what they want to hear, because it's easier than confronting the situation and telling them the truth. So sometimes that's where deception comes in. We do things because we don't want to hurt someone else's feelings, but in the long run, we're actually deceiving them, and that's not a good situation. For most of us, I think we can relate to the message of frustration. I know that, I have frustration from time to time in my life when things don't go according to plan or don't move fast enough, or people just plain downright annoy me. And, we can all have frustration in our lives from time to time. Jealousy is another one of those very sort of ambiguous words. I mean, everybody has their take on what it means to be jealous. Look, we can all look at somebody else's life and say, gee, I wish I had that. Or wouldn't it be nice to have that? Or aren't they lucky that they've got that in their lives? That doesn't necessarily constitute jealousy to me. Jealousy is a destructive emotion. It's when we start to turn nasty. It's when we start to really sort of try and dominate or control somebody, that we're incredibly jealous. We don't allow somebody to be themselves. We don't allow a partner to talk to people or have a life or go to the mailbox by themselves. That's the sort of jealousy we're talking about here. We're not talking about a little bit of the green-eyed monster where we all look at somebody else's dinner and say, gee, that'd be nice. I wish I'd had that instead of what I had. That's just normal part of being a human being. But jealousy is a very destructive emotion that, hopefully not very many people have to experience in their lifetime, but there is some people that's the only emotion that they understand. They sort of mistake jealousy for love and many other emotions, and it's something that runs very deep in their veins. So hopefully you're not going to come across jealousy this week. Hopefully we're just going to come across a little bit of frustration, and maybe it might be the cell phone doesn't ring often enough, or it rings too often. Maybe that's what your week's going to be about. So this week we still have a very major influence in Leo in the astrological section. So what I'm about to talk about next is what's actually sitting in Leo. Now, this will really relate to Leos, obviously, Sagittarius, Aries, and Libra. But I'm going to say to you, it spills over to the other remaining 8 signs as well, but it's a lot more watered down or a lot less to contend with than the 4 signs that I mentioned. So the moon, the emotional planet, is sitting in Leo at the moment. So it's conjunct or holding hands Venus. So the moon we know is emotions. Emotions up or down can be good or bad. We can be sort of, really, we are emotional beings. That's what we are here on earth. We're emotional beings, and we are governed by the moon. And sometimes we feel like we're in a good mood, and sometimes we're in a not so good mood. So the moon is responsible for that. The moon moves through a sign every 2.5 days. So luckily it doesn't sit there for very long, and we can come out of our horrible moods quite quickly, or our down moods a lot quicker. And also, by the same token, we're not in the very high moods of feeling really excited and over the top for too long either. We need a balance in our lives. So the moon is conjunct or holding hands Venus. Venus is the planet of love and affection. Now, Venus at the moment is seen to be going retrograde or backwards. What that means is any things connected to Venus at the moment could sort of seem a little bit off. Might seem as if there's, has to be an emotional issue that you need to discuss with a loved one. Just be very careful at how you do it, because they may not really be focused on what you're trying to share with them. Their emotions may be sort of getting a better of them. It may be a very emotionally charged situation. For some people, the emotionally charged situation will be absolutely fantastic, and it'll be something that's off the charts in a very, very positive way, and something that you're very, very excited about. And for other people, it's going to be the exact opposite. So there's no way of defining for each particular situation who's going to experience what. Now, Venus is retrograde, so that means that we have to take a little bit more care on how we handle things that are connected to loving situations. Now, that's the people that we love in our lives, the people that we are closest to, that we share a loving connection or a bond with. Now, Venus is also conjunct the sun, which is where the sun is for the next few days, up to about no, we've got about less than a week. We've got about 4 or 5 days for the Leo energy to continue, and then it moves into Virgo. So Venus is retrograde still, is conjunct or holding hands the sun. So the sun is trying to sort of brighten everything up, trying to throw a really positive spin on everything and sort of saying, well, okay, even though things may not look bright and positive at the moment, let's look beyond this. Let's look at the lessons that we're learning here. What was the emphasis on what we had to learn while this conjunction is actually happening? And it's a major conjunction because we've got 3 planets and then we've got 1 Arabian part. Now 3 planets together is called a stellium, meaning 3. And when we've got the Arabian part added to it, it's not a planet, but it's also acting as a very intense energy as well. So the sun is actually conjunct the part of fortune. Now, the Arabian part of fortune doesn't mean where we're going to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow with the leprechaun. It just means that it's bringing our lives into an area that is more stable, that it's our part of fortune. It's where we can feel most fortunate in ourselves. So even though the beginning of this part of the astrology that I mentioned is emotional, it's connected to the things that, or the people that we love the most, which may not be going quite the way that we want it to. It is conjunct or holding hands the sun, so there is a radiating of energy there and an outpouring of sort of trying to make everything right. And it's sort of like whatever's happening at the moment, whether it's good or it's bad, or it's somewhere in between, just know that it's your part of fortune trying to get you on the right track. It's asking you to really sort of focus on what is actually happening at the moment. If you've been doing everything right, then this will be an easy peasy, lovely sort of configuration that's happening of transits in the chart at the moment for you, and things will start to flow really well. If you've done something wrong, or you've been avoiding something or ignoring something, or life's caught up with you in some sort of way because of something of past actions, now will not necessarily be an easy time, or as you're looking at it. But bear in mind, this will be life-changing. This will be something that will set a benchmark for the rest of your life. So nothing that ever happens to us, even if it's not pleasant, is not for the right reasons. It's teaching us something. We're learning some very, very valuable lessons here. So it's something that we all needed to do. Now, before I finish off with what we're doing with Leo, I want to talk about, there's another aspect, another transit that's happening with the Leo energy, and that's called a trine. Now, what that means, it's approximately 120 degrees or 4 signs away, making another aspect to all the Leo stuff. And this is Chiron. Now, Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer. So Chiron is currently sitting in Aries, but making a lovely trine back to all the Leo stuff that I've mentioned previously. Now, Chiron's role here is to sort of really make us sort of look at where we are hurt, what other things that need to be repaired in us, what other things that we need to fix. Now, the fact that it's a trine energy means it's flowing, it's positive, it's nice. So Chiron here is assisting everything that I've just spoken about in Leo. It's assisting with the healing. It's assisting with opening our eyes, showing us the way forward, helping us make the best possible decisions or choices that we can make under the circumstances, and helping us move this energy on. Even if everything seems negative and things seem to be going backwards in your life, it is showing you that there is a way out. You can turn this around if you really just look at it in a very logical, practical find the solutions, and things don't need to be that difficult. So it's a good situation. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, is sitting in Virgo at the moment and is conjunct or holding hands Mars. Now, when we have a situation like this with Mercury, the planet of communication, Mercury is asking us to be very definite, very clear, very precise, very sure about what it is that we want. Now, conjunct or holding hands with Mars is sort of saying, be very, very careful that you're not getting too aggressive, that you're not coming in like the bull in the china shop and lording it over everybody and saying this is the only way, that this is the only way we can deliver a message, or I'm always right and you're wrong, and stop being so bossy. Come in on maybe a more gentle approach, because sometimes the Virgo energy can be very matter of fact and almost seem like it's cold. And it's not necessarily meaning to be that way. It's just trying to be very precise and very concise with the information that's being shared. And it's sort of saying, these are the facts, and there's no sort of emotion attached to it. So maybe sometimes we've got to put a little bit of warmth in there. But it's the perfect time if you need to have some serious conversations with, whether it's a loved one, whether it's an employee, a friend, just, generally want to have a decent conversation with somebody, or you need to have a decent conversation with somebody, or you're going for a loan, or whatever the case may be. Make sure that you present the facts very clearly and very concisely, and do it in a very dignified sort of manner, and you'll get better results that way. It's maybe not the best time to have that romantic conversation if you've had a few issues in your relationship, because maybe there'll be no warmth or feeling there. The other person will take it that you're not really serious, or you want to end things. So be very aware if you've got to have that sort of conversation. We still have Saturn sitting in Pisces, and Saturn is, enjoying a run in Pisces. It's only just moved in there, so he's still got about 9-10 months to go. So Saturn is trying to stabilize things for all the Pisceans around the planet, and that flows over to Cancers and to Scorpios, of course, and also the opposite sign of Virgo. So you need to be sort of aware that there could be some situations sitting in your life at the moment that you feel very bogged down by, that you feel as if somebody's coming along and sort of trying to tell you to do something that you don't feel that you want to do, or feeling restrictions in your life at the moment. It's a time to work with the energy. Sometimes restrictions are in our lives for the right reasons, because we maybe didn't have enough discipline before in our lives, or maybe we didn't have the answers or the solutions to a problem. So Saturn here is showing us the pathway forward and showing us from right from wrong. And I think that's the important thing here, is sometimes we get a little bit waylaid of what we think is right, which might be right for us, but might not necessarily be right in the bigger scheme of things or the complete picture. And sometimes we get a little bit lost in our own world of thinking, well, we're more entitled than someone else. And sometimes we need to be reminded of that the world is a big place, and we do need to learn to share. And not everything is always about me, 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 me. It's about, the bigger picture. We also have Neptune, the planet of illusion and delusion and creativity. And I like to look at Neptune as being more creative than anything. Is sitting in Pisces. So it's interesting that it's sitting in Pisces as, the world is sort of trying to struggle with writers' strikes and different world events. And, every time you turn the news on, it seems to be more negative. Somebody else has been arrested, or this has been happening, or we're trying to see more transparency in things in governments and political leaders and people that we used to look up to once. And it's sort of like, can we believe everything that we're hearing and seeing in the media? Probably not. But, you'll find your own truth in the middle of that. And hopefully out of all this, we're going to get a lot more creativity. I'd like to see more songwriters come forward and come out with some brilliant new tunes that we could all jive along to. Would be good. That would be how I would like to see Neptune play out here. Not so much with, another set of headlines with another person that's in trouble, that's fallen from grace. Let's swing it back around, and let's get some creativity, get some people that producing some really great films, or people writing beautiful songs, or painting beautiful pictures. Let's get some creativity happening. Pluto is still sitting in Capricorn, will be there till the end of the year, the early part of 2024, where he will finally finish his reign in Capricorn and then move into Aquarius. So this is why we're seeing such a push to the finish line with world events and things coming out into the open, things that have been hidden from us, as we try and straighten out governments and sort out things like global warming and things like that people still are denying the fact that it's happening, even though we've got terrible fires and flood events and everything around the world. People still get on their high horse and say that it's all imaginitis. Well, I wish they'd really take a little bit more notice. Yes, it might be a once in 100-year flood or a once in 100-year fire, but why are these things happening nearly every week? They're not just once in 100 years that we have a particular event. These are weeks, every week there seems to be another event. So we've got to start taking a little bit more notice of that. So that's where we're going to leave the astrology section for this week. I hope that it's helped you in some small way. So we're going to talk with Tina in Bel Air in Maryland. Are you there, Tina?
I am. Hello.
Hi, Tina. Do you have a question I can answer for you, sweetie?
I guess my question would just be, I have a lot going on in my life right now, and if you could just maybe give me some insight, or, are things going to be okay?
Okay.
Something like that.
That's a really good question, Tina, when you're going through so much. I mean, the first thing that you want to know is, can I draw my breath, and am I going to be okay? And then sort of let's try and look at situations in sort of like layers on a chocolate cake, and let's just peel back one layer at a time and try and do the very best that we can do. The first thing that they were sharing with me from the other side, Tina, is the fact that you are ready for the challenges that are being presented. So even though you might feel sort of tired and fatigued and think, gee, I just want to come out the other side, they're showing me that it's not over yet, but you are in a position of power where you are taking it in your stride, and that's good. The first thing I want to say to you is there a change of job coming up? Because that's the first thing that they're sharing with me was question marks around work and money.
Yes, I start a new job tomorrow.
Oh, good. Because I feel quite excited about that. I don't feel uncomfortable with that. I feel that that's a good move. It feels like to me the right thing. So yes, it's going to take a little bit of time to settle in because it's a new job, but it looks to me to be the right thing, and that's good. Out of this, I think, is going to come other changes behind it. And it's not because you've changed your job. It's like other areas of your life are changing as well at the same sort of time. I'm not seeing a move of residence. So that's a good thing. I think we can sort of settle you into that. That's where you're meant to be living for now anyway. And there doesn't need to be a change there. But has there been some changes around the family, with not everybody seeing things your way anymore? It's sort of like, I almost want to sort of say that everybody's sort of looking at things maybe through their own selfish eyes and not considering what you need. Is that how you've been finding the last few months?
Yes, more or less. Yes.
Yeah,
more or less. I mean, I was also very selfish at a time. So, it's just, I think everybody's just seeing things. I think that's reality has hit a lot of us, and it's just a tough time right now for my husband and I, and stuff like that.
Yeah, look, I can understand that, Tina, but I don't want to say that you've necessarily been selfish. You might have been a little bit self-absorbed, or maybe a little bit more focused on me. But sometimes, Tina, we have to be that to be able to then go and help someone else. Do you know what I mean? We have to understand it from our point of view, from the me point of view, before I can look at you. So don't be too hard on yourself with that. I mean, as far as the difficulties and the challenges that are sitting there between you and your husband at the moment, that I think will soon pass too. I think he's had his own challenges, things that he's had to sort through and work through. And one of those has been whether or not he's in the right job, and, is it the time to change, or should I stay put, and all those sort of things. I'm not necessarily seeing a job change for him at the moment, but what I am seeing is some change of duties in the current job that he's in now, which I think will settle him down a little bit more, and he'll feel a little bit more in control again. There's been sort of like, it's been a peculiar 18 months in his job. And, part of that we might have been able to blame on COVID, but I don't think we can blame everything on COVID. I think the world has been shifting, regardless of whether we went through COVID or not. I think there would have been changes we all had to experience anyway. But things are certainly, from the end of this month onwards, Tina, things are going to slowly start to get better. And, you won't wake up one day and say, wow, the world's great again. You'll just slowly notice that things are getting a slightly little bit easier, and you can put your energies into some new projects, and that's a good thing. And, look, if there's been friendships that have ended in this last 6 to 12 months, just sort of don't look at that as a sadness thing. Look at it as a positive celebration to say, well, okay, we've all moved on from each other. We all gained what we needed to gain out of that friendship, that situation, and now we've all been set free. Look at it in a positive. Stop looking at things in such a negative. And I think you'll find things will get a lot better, Tina, but you're going into a much, much better cycle. So just keep positive and keep strong. It's been lovely to talk with you, Tina. We're going to talk with Christy now in Atlanta, Georgia. Are you there, Christy?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have a question? Do you have a question, Christy?
I don't think so, not necessarily. It's just kind of like a general, I guess.
Okay. It's just easier for me to answer a question for you, Christy, in the short time that we have here on the show. When you say a general reading, they don't necessarily throw things a question I can answer, because that just makes it that little bit easier. That's all. But, you know, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to sort of look at it in a general sort of fashion. The first thing that they're showing me is that there is endings, changes, or transformations coming up. So obviously this year hasn't been as easy for you as what you were hoping. You know, 2023, you sort of came into with great gusto, is at the moment is that she sort of feels as if she's caught in the now. She's trying not to look back to the past too much because it's too painful and it's not where she wants to be. Yet she's not seeing anything terrific to sort of hang on to for the future or to work towards. So it's making it incredibly difficult to understand what it is that's coming up next. So I want to just sort of say to you, Christy, that you need to just relax, go with the energy. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you don't feel like doing anything today, just do what you absolutely have to. Just do the bare essentials and allow yourself that time to sit down and to have a rest, to daydream, to, you know, sit there and gaze out the window. It's okay. It's not a waste of time. Sometimes we need to allow our bodies to do that and our minds to just wander, because that's part of what's actually sort of happening as well. So if you can look at that and not be too hard on yourself, I think you'll slowly start to see from September onwards, which is only weeks away now, the clearing in the fog. Things will start to become a lot clearer. You will start to see the direction that you're going, and you'll start to be able to make some longer range plans. And moving into 2024, you'll start to feel as if everything's sort of starting to open up and move forward. And it's like, you know, I'm starting to see the, you know, the little seeds are popping up from the earth and they're starting to get shoots and they're starting to get bigger. I'm seeing things growing. It's interesting because they keep showing me that there's been some tears that have been sort of just sitting at the back of your eyes. It's like you're not allowing yourself to let go of that emotion. And I can appreciate that and I can understand that. You know, sometimes people say to me, if I start crying, I'll never stop. And I can relate to that and I can understand that. But sometimes I think it is important to release those emotions, even if we don't know that we can control them. If they're there for a reason and they're meant to be released. They're not there for no reason. And a lot of people sort of think it's a sign of weakness to show some sort of emotion or to burst into tears or to whatever. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. Because if you're allowing yourself to function with your emotions as natural as it is to breathe, then you're allowing everything to be in balance. And I think it's many times that we tend to try and hold things back because it's not an appropriate time, or I shouldn't be upset, or I shouldn't be this. So that's why we do the things that we do. Anyway, Christy, that's where we're going to leave it. I hope that that's helped you with the changes that are coming up, and you're certainly in the right place, doing the right thing, and that's what you need to be aware of. So this week I sort of struggled to think of a song that I thought that would be appropriate, and it was one of those times where normally something comes to me or the song hits me in the eyes during the week and I think, oh, that'll be great for the show. This week it was sort of like, quick, I have to go through my song list and see if something jumps out at me. And interestingly enough, the song that jumped out at me is one of my favourites. And it's by Gladys Knight and the Pips. And I think the song is actually appropriate because I picked the song before I drew the card of the week. And it's You and Me Against the World. And it's a beautiful old classic song. And I think only Gladys Knight can do it justice. I mean, many other people have tried, but I know that there's a few other people, and my producer would say, well, you know, Helen Reddy did a good version of this, and I agree with that too. But I think my ultimate favourite would have to be Gladys Knight, You and Me Against the World. And it was a big hit in the US. I'm sure it was for both of those ladies. And they're both extremely talented, and I have immense respect for both of them. They both have powerful voices. And sometimes I think I might have been an African American in my previous life, because I really do feel a connection to the Motown soul music. And it's just a beautiful song. So I'm going to leave you with You and Me Against the World. Whichever version tickles your fancy, put it on the turntable and enjoy. See you next week.
Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I am psychic medium John Capello, and I want to ask you